Crouch, yeah.
Swan swung.
Oh,
He's still at the
yeah.
wicket, I'm pleased to see.
Right.
And geez, I feel like he's got a big one in him
Okay,
today.
so if
I feel
we
like
look at
he
the
really wants to
map-
go out in a massive high, and if he
That's-
does,
I am.
it's going to bode
What the
well
hell?
for
It
a
didn't
victory
mark.
here.
I hope you're not playing your commentator's curse there, Lee Baker.
Yeah.
Wait, Res,
Oh, Jesus. Baker, as Boland comes in.
Yep.
McCullum launches.
do you have any
it does.
water Dano?
It goes high in the air,
Yeah,
just
to,
over the long off boundary for 6 more.
No, guys, that
what
was,
do you call
a
them?
reverse curse,
2 megalodons and a
Right.
pleasy.
as you can see
Right.
from that shot.
According to this,
That's a very rarely played hand, that one.
that map mark,
He didn't
it's down
quite
by
make the connection this time, McCullum. He came down the wicket, got a
Herbie Island.
twisted in his hands as he played the shot,
What?
but he got enough on it for 6. And
You know that new
That's
cave
the great
base?
thing about
That's
Devon
not by
Park,
Herbie Island,
Jace.
is it?
It's like a,
No,
a
it's
cricket
just-
ground that's been
just
left
north
in
of,
the Toronto
Kano.
line. It's just shrunk a little
Yeah,
too small.
That's good.
Nice short boundaries.
Boland comes in again to the New
Yeah, you
Zealand
can
skipper.
store your
Oh,
water
he
dinos
takes
up here if you
an
want,
absolute peach of
because
it.
they're right next to the
McCullum
ocean.
just moved
I mean, the
slightly
cave.
to the leg side, played an extraordinarily
Try to shovel back to it
uncoordinated
again.
shot.
Wonderful Benedict Cumberbatch style glance and glare there from Boland.
He almost tripped over his own feet too there, McCullum. He got all twisted up.
Yeah, I can see it. It's
But
there.
yes, he's obviously keen to do well today, because I
Yeah, all right.
don't think I've ever seen McCullum look so nervous as he was this afternoon.
Hang on. Gives you the coordinates.
That's because you're saying you did long first
There's
and
no
then
run,
like
62 without loss.
You're probably right.
Well, he wouldn't have been too pleased to lose Santa's little helper
Big blow.
and lovely Trenty. Not because the replacements are particularly shabby in any way, but it just would have disrupted the planning and it just would have added to the nerves, I think, this morning.
Bit of a blow for the team, but from what I understand for the ACC, we've gained a listener.
Oh, Mitchell Santner
Yeah.
And
Great player.
it's number 1.
to get that bowling arm up.
He's listening to us on the Cricket Ears, I believe, as you should be. You can buy them at the ground, $15.
Boland comes in again, bowls to
okay.
McCullum, who whips us off his pants.
90.
Into
Ordnance
the
for it?
mid-wicket boundary for
0890.
6 more. This is great stuff from the New Zealand skipper.
how do you like make markers?
2 sixes and a
Push
boundary off the
P
over.
or O.
That was a
Right.
great shot.
I need to remove one. Yeah.
Take that, Benedict Cumberbatch.
It was wide outside the off stump. McCullum came down the pitch and whipped it over the mid-wicket boundary for a great 6.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
great
Cool, man.
shot.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
If that gets anywhere near you, make sure you leave it.
That catch in the crowd was almost as
Does
casual
it
as the
work?
horse pulled forward at the front of Caravan in Wellington at the Basin Reserve.
That's
Who?
I
bum.
thought they hit the hot dog stand, but you're right, it did go into my hairy left hand.
Well, he looks like he's beginning to
What,
enjoy
this is-
himself
maybe
a
it's
little
just
bit now.
8.
Most Test 6s, McCullum and Gilchrist are tied. Most one-day 6s, Shaheen.
Number
Gutty.
values
This ball
only.
is dabbed down by
10.90.
There could be a run out. No.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think it's 4 overthrows. So that's a
Okay.
5. Thanks very much.
Great
This
fielding,
is-
Matthew Wade, the one-nutted wonder.
Well, Guptill nudged it down. McCullum called him through. Guppy wasn't expecting
I
it,
really
so
want
he
to see that.
took
I want to
off.
shoot that bomb just to see what happens.
Shy at the non-strikers.
Whoa.
Guptill
what is
actually
that thing? Is
stopped.
it bloom quality?
He
Yep.
would have been home. I
Adult
think,
bloom
and,
quality.
He
Zero.
ends up being a 5, a defensive prod.
BLOOM.
Please, God, don't let it run out the heart of the
L.
today.
Yes. New
Oh,
Zealand
I see
73
why.
without loss in the 9th over.
Base
This is
0.
great stuff. I was really nervous this afternoon with that start
Yeah,
that
that's
they
it.
had, but now they're really taking it to the run rate 8.94.
I've been looking at the list of great events that are
Can't get a
held
proper
in
reading here on the GPS.
over the year. My favourite one, apart from the Five Bridges River Swim, is the May Hamilton Circle Jerk music event, which I'll tell you about shortly.
Fantastic. Hazelwood comes into McCullum into short and he gives himself room and slaps the ball out to cover, but there's no run.
So this Hamilton Circle Jerk's an annual musical event named after a mutual masturbatory act. The Circle Jerk features 15 Hamilton bands.
0.8,
performing
I
3
need
song
at least a
sets,
1.
2 songs by other Hamilton musicians, as well as an original. It's
So
been
that's,
going for 11 years. Called Circle Jerk.
that's the circle jerk part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ran into problems with getting
Oh, yeah.
sponsorship apparently.
Basically, males sharing their offerings.
Correct.
9-1.
Hazelwood again to the New Zealand skipper. Full and smashed.
Won't register on the
Down
GPS.
to long off for a single. He mashed that ball. And McCullum looking at
You
his
can't
very
just
best.
mark where you are instead of having to
Now,
use
boy,
Ordnance.
Question is, pull forward, would you rather be in a circle jerk or a standard tower five-way? Also known as a devil's quintet.
Well, I guess this is the thing why it's so important to know who those other people are.
Well, I think the focus
And also what the balance is, whether it's 3 guys, 2 girls, 3 girls, 2 guys.
Well, we've been told it's 3 guys, 2 girls. That's
Oh,
these are the parameters.
Okay. Hazelwood comes in again to the Gutty, who drives beautifully down to mid-off, and there's no run.
I'll tell you what I think. Your devil's quintet, your 5-way is all about people management. So don't focus on who the guy is. Focus on, because you're going to have 2 guys. You're going to have to think hard about who there's going to be. Focus on what their expertise is. Get an HR guy, because it's about human resources, and get a choreographer. Get a guy who's going to say, hey, you know what? Why don't you get on that side of Stacey? I'll get on this side of Samantha.
Yeah.
That allows Stacey to
the
do that with
danger of that
Samantha.
is that
Samantha.
the dancers are notorious routers.
Someone like Neil or Amir.
Well, that's what you want, Chase. It's a
Well,
devil's,
no,
it's a
you-
5-way.
No, you don't want someone showing you up. As Hazelwood bowls short to Gutty, and he pulls the ball out to square leg for
The hell just hit
4
me?
And New Zealand really taking control.
How far
of
away
this
are you
match.
getting?
78 now,
156 mile.
and they're in the
Oh,
ninth
yeah,
over.
I'll beat you there.
Jace, I really feel you've got to take your ego out of this.
Something
it's not
about
how you're
door-to-door
looking. You've got to think about
salesman
your
that's
fellow
really
partners. You've got to
rude.
think about the act of giving.
Well, no,
Oh,
stop
you
that.
just had one.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, though, with dances and
Uh,
choreography.
Electronics.
They
of all
root
things.
like nothing on earth. Oh, why are you
Yeah.
looking at me like that?
And
Well,
I
that
would
was
have
the
told
voice
him
of
about 4 or 5
experience,
times that
Well, okay,
I'm not
that's all they do
interested
is
in
dance and have sex.
get rambling
Hazelwood
on.
comes in and bowls a good delivery, and Gutty cleverly dabs it down in the
That's
vacant
it.
4th slip area for
Oh,
a single.
it's got like
79
higher purchase
after 9
fucking
overs.
Of course,
TVs and
we'd love to hear your
stereos.
ideas and thoughts on anything and everything, so keep them
Yeah.
coming in to 0221 Curly 6 on the text machine. And here they come. Here's one here. What is the
I
etiquette
didn't
on
see a
locking
truck out
eyes with a
front,
male
but
stranger in a
could
devil's
have been
5-way?
parked up
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah, good point. Good question. Good
I'd rather,
question.
I'd rather lock eyes than
Oh,
cross
you had,
swords.
you had all the promotional
Well, maybe pick someone who's blind. Like
We did
stuff.
I'd
But,
certainly
take it out of the
rather,
equation.
I certainly wouldn't want to.
yeah, and
lock
it's like,
swords
I
and
said
cross
to him,
eyes.
oh, you know, I've got a 42
That,
inch
that sounds like an ACC claim.
flat screen
Because
thing.
in a way, locking eyes with a guy
Doing me
while
fine.
you're in the act
Oh,
is
what about a
almost
stereo?
more
Right.
intimate than
I'm not
crossing
interested.
swords, I think.
Don't stare at me as you say that, Jason.
Well, I
Make sure everything's
Sorry
locked
about
up
that,
for
but-
the next few bloody weeks.
Bit of a dry run. We're here.
Oh,
so
we've
you
had
guys
them
rooming
before.
together tonight, or
We get Telecom
we've
and
tried
Vodafone
them,
around here all the
but-
time too.
No, I think you've got to take note of
Yeah.
that,
They're rolling out
because
the
you want to be
fibre
one that shines.
In the
Otherwise,
Waikato, so
you're on the periphery of the ring with your hand up.
then
waiting
every
for
couple
the,
months
the tap in like a
promoting
wrestler,
their
no one taps you
new
in.
deals.
As Mitchell Marsh is brought into the attack, and he's
But it's just like, you've come into my house,
Oh, and a misfield and a bad one at point.
you know, and I'm trying to be polite
Hang on a
about
sec. Is
not
tag
being
teaming
interested in
allowed?
what you got.
Because really, if you're
Now-
tag teaming, you're not operating a proper Devil's Quintet
Can you
5-way.
please go away?
There's got to be 5 people on the floor the whole time in the action. If you're tagging out, what you're doing is you might be running a 3-way.
Man,
with,
where did you
2
find
guys
these
on the
birds,
side.
guys?
It's basically a reserve bench.
I see your point.
So that's not a 5-way.
It's got to be all in all the time. It's
Yeah,
basically
that is
essentially what
the
you're
whole
saying.
point. That's why I say people management.
Well, I think that Lee Hart made a really good
Oh,
point.
did you find them?
What's that, Res?
regards to
Oh.
The
fireplace,
Cherubim.
Marsh
Oh,
comes
and we did on Kiwi
New
Roo,
Zealand's
yeah.
got a shot, and he
Whereabouts?
wraps it.
They were just,
Is that gonna
do you
go
know
for
where
6 on the
Cheesy had
third
its resource
man?
base?
No, 1 bounce 4,
Yeah.
I believe.
Up
In the
that
river.
area in the river.
Never shot, it was
But I had to do a
short
wild
wide
dinosaur kill to get them to
from
appear. They might
Marsh.
appear here, I don't know.
Down to third man
Yeah,
for a
I'm
lovely
just-
4.
Been,
they just brought the Hitler Youth
filling everything I
Adam
see.
Zampa up inside the ring, and then he's, as you say, ramped it over his head. Nothing more annoying for a captain than that happening.
Shades of the younger Brendan McCullum, of course. Did he actually invent the ramp shot? Because I know that he kind of.
I
put
just
it on
can't
the
get this to
stage.
lock
Well,
in
I
on the
think
GPS, I tell you.
Is it the psychotic cricketer
Doesn't
Douglas
like-
Marillier, I think, is the inventor of the ramp?
I think
What's
BMAC
that,
perfected
the
it though.
Pay
I mean,
base.
Particularly the one where you basically have your face on the
Cunts.
pitch.
Yeah, and it goes over your head.
Are you trying to swim down there?
Yeah, you
No,
use
no,
the bat
I'm
like
at it. But I'm trying to lock it in on my map.
Marsh
Oh,
comes in
right.
again to the New Zealand
GPS is
skipper, and
saying
he smashes
08.
this. It goes high
And
in the air.
it
Could
doesn't
be
like
drop, and it's up
that.
and
Wonder if I can go.
oh, I thought it was gonna be.
Does someone just change the
There
time
were
of day?
3 Australians going for the catch. It was right in front of us. They all stopped.
What if I just
It
go?
looked like a desync back then.
They all stopped.
Yeah, big one.
Like it was just going dark and then now the sun's back up a bit.
John Wayne
Oh.
Bobbitt.
I was wondering why the scorpions weren't stinging me.
Hastings took the catch.
Numeric value
And McCullum's
only
innings is
1.0.
over on 47. And the
What are you doing, Red?
Hamilton crowd get to their feet and get the
Looking
New
for a
Zealander
Terrorbird.
What about if
a
I just put
massive
8 then?
ovation as he leaves
I
the
know we want
park.
spawns.
The way
What
I'm
a
going, I'll
great
probably
man
end
he
up
is.
your ways anyway.
Great man. And New Zealand are 84 for 1.
Can I borrow
Wow.
you?
Oh,
Was
yeah,
right
stuff.
in front of us,
I
and he
was
saw
gonna go
three
see if there's
Australian
Terrorbirds
fieldsmen
we
going
saw.
for it, and they all stopped.
They're on the
And then
server.
Hastings went and stopped, and in the end took a good catch.
I
They
honestly,
suck
I honestly
anyway,
thought
Rez.
he wasn't going to recover and
Yeah.
catch that Hastings. He had the look of the
Well, look,
hired
this
girl.
basically is a
That's what he
10
looks like.
line, so
He
you come
stops at
across,
some point.
right
There.
along
Oh, no,
10
you know I'm not.
and
Well, he did stop. You know
90.
what's hard about that? It's very hard
I'd
once
say
you take your eye off the ball to get it back.
I'm going to hand you over to Jeremy Wells. For the
Whereabouts are you looking right now, Red? It's like on mountains or...
Wasn't it? He made a simple catch look
Just
incredibly
moved to
difficult.
Yeah, it's actually a good catch
river.
in the end.
I'm just flying along rivers.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I'm also
high in the
looking
air,
for
didn't it, when
120
McCullum advanced down the
Pteranodons.
track. Classic
Okay.
Brendan McCullum dismissal. Seen that a number of
Directed.
times over the years. You live by the sword, pull forward, you die by the sword.
Yes, and it's Mitchell Marsh's sword yet again that's been skewering the New Zealand.
I haven't seen any of those new birds
Anyway, I know pretty much where
He's
it
also the man with the trophy head as he comes in again and bowls this time to Martin Guptill.
right up there.
It's a good length delivery on off
Right along
good
the
delivery
tee.
from Marsh. Guptill goes forward and mistimes the drive shot back to the bowler and there's no run. 84 for 1 New Zealand. This is the 10th over. It's
Right back now.
named of course after the great New Zealand slow medium bowler Martin Steadden.
He was actually a better, much better administrator than a player.
I think you're right about that, Paul.
Well, maybe he's the guy I want in my five-way. If he's a good administrator and a people manager, he could be useful. Bit of cricket chat on the side.
So I see you guys have been having a bit more of a chat about this five-way
The
situation.
gigas spawn
We're
on
talking
this.
about living and dying by the sword, Jeremy.
No,
Yeah,
not
no,
Kano.
Kano.
Here comes
Nah,
Mitchell
keep
Marsh
seeing
bowling to Guptill.
I think someone take one
Good
over.
length delivery by Marsh. It was nice and full. Was on around about off stump. Wasn't too full though. Guptill drove to mid-on, but there's no run.
So my question for you is: would you rather lock eyes with a guy in a five-way or cross swords?
That's a good question. And look, from personal experience, you'd rather go with this crossing swords.
You're thinking back to Te Araha?
Yeah, I am.
Lessons learned?
Are you at
It's
base,
just
Red?
better to keep the lights down low when you're doing these
No.
things. As Marsh comes in again, bowls to Guptill.
Oh.
Guptill goes forward and drives the ball to cover. But there's no run. End of the
Oh,
over
yeah.
here at
Pretty
Sydney
much it.
Park. 10 gone.
Red
New
obelisk.
Zealand 84 for
Oh.
1.
Oh, what was that?
You got hit by a spike.
Oh, you need to load in. Do you have any more lights?
Yep.
Martin Guptill is on 37 off 33. The new man in the crease is
I just want to try some stuff
He's yet
underwater.
to face a ball.
And put some. Bro, look below us. Look how sick that looks at night.
Tell you
Hang on.
what,
Holy
people are really
crap.
putting some thought into this
What's that?
hypothetical five-way, and I'm
Oh,
really impressed with some
Me and
of the
Dumping
thinking
Space
here.
we got.
Getting them the text, they're flying on the text machine 0221Q36. How about this one, Jeremy? I would have Gemma Flynn and Richie McClure on my five-way, so I can tell the kids I
We
was
need to
there
put some
when
lights
Richie
over
Jr. was
here.
conceived. It's a lovely thought.
Well, what would happen if it wasn't Richie Jr.? What would happen if
Gutty.
you accidentally impregnated...
That's what I love about this. It's just a
Why aren't you
it's
watching
a
the Super
fantastic
Bowl?
scenario with many possible outcomes.
So do the people have to be of a sporting background? Mike Lane, welcome to the commentary position.
Yeah.
As, Hastings
doesn't.
resumes the attack
Okay.
at the Portaloo end of Martin Sneed.
Oh,
Got the lights.
Bowling to
Yeah.
Kane Williamson who goes back and this time
Fair, you got any?
point. There's no run.
No, I think Matt Heath had Angela Merkel first cab off the rank on.
Hey, look
his
below
one,
us,
so I
man.
think
Look how
they're
cool that
thinking
looks.
global here. But I think
Oh
someone's
yeah,
really
that looks pretty cool.
obviously to in terms of breeding stocks, in terms of producing the ideal type.
Civic-minded.
Yeah, I think Heath is more breeding.
I'm going to direct all my questions,
Dang.
questions coming in on the
I
text
have to
machine.
change
Mike
that
Lane's
as well.
probably best qualified. Here's one. I've got one more for you, Mike, after this next ball.
Yes, Hastings again bowling to
Damaging that.
Kane Williamson. It's short
Pardon?
and Kane Williamson
Oh, no,
goes
it's
back.
okay.
He's a thick outside edge. You can't beat the man at backward point. There's no run. 84 for 1 New Zealand.
We are still establishing the rules of this hypothetical five-way. Can
It's just
one
a
of the other
random
two guys
scorpion
pass
on a
it
raft in
once
the
deep
river.
ball?
One of
yeah,
ours.
of course.
He-
But
He's trying to
Could be.
get away with one of that, isn't he?
no, yeah, he is. He's actively involved because, of course, Stephen Hawkins, as we know, is a great lover.
He's a massive rooter.
Yeah, huge.
In fact, I think he went through a few marriages, didn't he? Here comes Hastings again, bowling to Kane Williamson. Williamson cuts this time and down to the boundary for 4. Good shot. Timed this one a lot better than the previous 2 shots. And you can't bowl short and wide to Kane Williamson because eventually he'll pick that gap at point. And he moves to 4. New Zealand 88 for 1 in the 11th.
I'd feel a bit bad about someone slightly incapacitated like Stephen Hawkins, because he'd require a lot more help, a lot more assistance. He wouldn't be so as independent.
Is the chair in there, and is that now a tool that can be deployed in the fight?
Yeah, absolutely. Lee Baker, I think you can use whatever's at your disposal at the time. Here's Hastings again bowling to Williamson, who stands up and plays a nice defensive shot into the offside to a short of a length delivery. Yeah, I think you can use anything that's there.
In the slide on.
Yeah, Matt, that cave, I bet you I can find that.
May as well use that. But look, if you've got a 5-way where you've got 3 guys and 2 girls,
Basically
there's
at
enough of that
10-10.
type of shaped thing around that you would have thought that you had to be using.
Ideally, there's at least 3.
That's right, ideally.
Pick this out.
Hastings comes in again, bowls to Williamson.
Reference.
Goes back and turns the ball just in front of square on the leg side.
Oh yeah,
Really
that's
good.
good. That's pretty cool,
Coming for
Cheesy.
2, that is good running. Williamson moves to 6. New Zealand are 90 for 1 in the 11th.
Just getting back to the pink dildo scenario, and where is that? Where is that said phallus? Because
I got Fresno, Elk, No, and Reno.
We started the Beige Brigade some 15 years ago. We've sold over $1 million worth of merchandise. We have no money
I
to
need
show
to go
for it.
fix something.
We do have the
You put some
Under
underwater too?
Richard Hadley's Alpha Romeo and a signed picture of Liv Tyler.
Fresno, go there.
Now I want to get my
Where do you
hands on
go?
that phallus.
Bakersfield is the
Yeah, that's a pretty famous
Oh, yeah.
phallus, there's no doubt about that.
Do you see the light inside that's not working? Should be this one
Goes
right
forward
here.
and just
Oh,
opens
no,
the
I
face
see.
of the bat down to the man at 3rd man for a single.
I'm going to assume it's in the police evidence room.
Oh, that should be working now.
Secure sites.
And
Which
one.
is a concern because, as we know, the police like
Well,
to
even
make
with-
use of a certain statute of limitations that's finished on that evidence. They do those.
Oh, it
they
doesn't
bring
work
out
underwater. I don't think any electric stuff
and all
works
sorts of
underwater
bits of
apart from
evidence that are
cables.
used
Yeah,
in,
it does.
constant
No,
breakdown.
wait, no, you might be right actually.
Yeah.
That was silly. I had a base.
Goods that have, was that goods that
I
have been
don't,
purchased?
on
I don't
the
think there's so
Valhalla
much
map.
evidence. An evidence auction. Here is
We had
the-
those wall lamps.
Here is the axe that Mark Lundy used to.
That's a money spinner though, right there.
We had the handcuffs that the name chip
I don't think that's ethical.
It actually looks pretty cool. Looks like a runway.
My one's like half your length.
But it certainly is up there with the famous pieces of political memorabilia. I mean, the mud that was thrown at
I go out.
at Don Brash at Waitangi.
I go out.
Probably about, what was that? Probably 10 years
I
ago
should-
now. That piece of mud would be a wonderful exhibit.
I'm coming in from the sea. You should be able to see that. It's like a runway.
The tie that got the mud on it.
And the top
Yeah.
Mitchell Marsh comes in now, bowls to Williamson and goes back. And across
Where are you
the
going?
stumps and turns
Are you going that way?
Ball down to deep backward square for a single.
Oh, there it
He
is.
moves to 8.
See you later.
And, New Zealand 92 for 1. This is the 12th over.
Oh crap! I'm gonna die.
Remember, guys, we've got the Applejacks drinks break coming up. If you're in the Hamilton area, the Greater Waikato area, Te Aroha even,
Sick, man.
text ACC space Applejacks
Crap, crap, crap.
to 3483 and
Crap,
You right?
we'll be out of your house with some
Didn't pay any
refreshments,
attention and
some
my food
Applejack
is just about
cider,
out.
merch, and a couple of
Do you need any? I've got.
Crap, lucky
Oh,
you
what's on?
just did that.
ACC space
Yeah, please, if
Applejacks
you've got some.
3483.
We got any in the fire?
Nah, there's some right there though. Right here.
Abdul is on 37. And it's shortish, and Gutty goes back and drives off the back foot
Oh,
down
mate.
to Warner at long off for a single.
More on.
Moves to 38. New Zealand at 93 for 1 in the 12th.
And am I right?
My res.
My claim
That was too
Fine.
close.
Applejack's prize pack is.
You're-
for the
you're
drinks.
missing out the
It's
light
what
show.
the Black Caps take out for their drinks. They also take
Yeah, absolutely.
Applejack's merch and KFC.
They do.
Light it up.
Every single drink
up,
space.
light it
It's
up.
unbranded though, because obviously they want
Bye,
to conflict with
Right, should we chuck
RA
some Fab?
Tui. And of course,
Fabricators and
McDonald's, who,
smoothie.
sponsor the Georgie
Yep,
Pie Big
good
Bag,
idea.
Super Smash. But,
Just
it's
check if
true,
there's
they
anything
do
else
KFC
we
and Smash and Applejacks while they're out there.
need to add. Oh, farm
Smash
stuff. I
again,
need
bowling
crop
to
plot stuff.
Yeah, and it's farm it.
It's full, and Williamson
What
gets
happens,
forward
Raz, when
and,
you plant stuff in
use a defensive shot out to
glass
point.
houses?
No
Do
run.
they just grow
Lee
or
Baker, I
what?
hate to take you away from the conversations of pink phalluses and
They have watering
and
effects and
driveways,
stuff
but
like that.
Your underpants, you've left your underpants in the caravan again.
Yep, sorry about
Talk
that.
to you about this. They are your My Packages.
Did not.
Oh shit, I was
You're
muted.
aware of these. you're aware that before you left
It
here.
still
Actually,
works.
the
You
camo
got to
ones,
put taps and irrigation in there
urban
still,
camo,
but
it's a good look. They're basically,
it just
my
gets a
package is basically
300% growing
half
boost, so it
CNB,
uses
so
less
it's
fertilizer, less water, and grows faster.
Well, it's going to be stuck.
And more yield.
They're quite something. Here's
Being in
Marsh,
the glass.
It's shortish, and Williamson gets across the
Yeah.
stumps again and plays that wristy flick.
Well,
behind
I got
square
300% and
that
I've got
loves to
3
play for
glass
single. And, he
sides,
moves
so
to
I don't know
New
if we've
Zealand
got
94 for
400
one.
if I put the
This
fourth
is the
side on.
12th over here
Okay.
at Stephen Park.
I guess we're gonna have a lot.
It's built into these white package underpants, Mike, and it looks as though it kind of creates this little fabric hot
Come on,
cross for
Ray.
C&B. Is that the idea?
No, it doesn't actually.
Come on,
It actually
guys.
removes your C&B from the rest of your
Come on.
body and therefore keeps it cool.
To get the temperature right.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable. And
What's up, guys? Stay here and see we
like a
will
brown
more your
almost for your-
simulator.
and what it does to the aesthetic look of your package is quite outstanding. Is
Pretty on point, huh?
To Gutty.
Yeah,
This one's short on his hip. Gutty
Oh,
turns it down to
yeah.
the boundary for 4. Good shot, Martin Gutty. The fine leg was up inside
Pretty
the
cool
circle
pop,
and
man.
between him and the keeper for 4 runs. Just a traditional leg pass. Hold that straight, Mitchell Marsh. When you've got no protection down there.
Honestly, this out.
And Martin Gutty
It's obvious.
batting well here, moves to 38 off 34.
Yo, that
New
looks
Zealand and
sick.
98 for 1. This is
Basically
just the 12th
clear.
over.
So
See
Luke
through.
Baker, my package underwear uses a moisture absorbing, breathable, shrink-free fabric, guaranteed to stay soft and provide the ultimate in male support and comfort.
Here's Mitchell Marsh
Here
one
we
more
go.
time, last ball of the over.
I'm going to put him along
Goes
this
forward
one.
here, fends it back to the bowler. There's no run.
Right.
Here it's Martin Snedden.
Oh, wait, what?
Hamilton.
What are you
New Zealand
placing?
98 for 1. Gutdall's
Are they in a
38.
forge?
And Williamson's
Okay,
9.
yep. Just leave room over this side.
The ACC
Have you got? Because we need a few crop plots.
with Matt Heath and Jeremy Wells. Indulge in some uneasy listening. Weekday mornings on Radio Hauraki.
98 for 1. New Zealand.
Only what?
Batting first here at Martin Snedden Park in Hamilton. It's a humid, warm day here. Expected temperature
These ceilings
of
are decaying really
27. We've
quickly.
currently got 26.8
What do you mean?
degrees. And New Zealand starting
You have a
well.
look at the
William Cullen, the only man out
damage
for
on them.
48.
Oh,
yeah.
maybe
That-
they just got damaged.
That's because of, like, sometimes when you punch them.
Hastings coming in from the Portaloo end. Bowling to Williamson, who drives and gets a thick outside edge to backward point. There's no run.
I haven't seen any megalodons or anything around.
Well, I'm going to hand over to a man who
And it's kind of a
may
good
or may
thing.
not be my package, but
You know
somewhere
how-
or another has a great package,
But
and that's
what I've done is going to be fine.
It's great to be back in my hometown, Jeremy Wells. It's always great walking around the crowd and looking for any friends that didn't escape.
Also looking for people that may or may not be your children,
They're all right,
I
are they?
believe, as
Yeah.
Hastings comes in again, bowls to
Fabricator.
Williamson goes back and plays a nice little
Chuck
lane
along
down
this
to
wall.
third man for a single. Moves
We
to
need-
10.
Can't go
New Zealand now
anything
99
further out this way.
for
We need
13.
that
So
for
that
farm.
is one of the risks of wandering around, is and maybe accidentally
Yep.
bumping into an offspring, unknown offspring. It was a very fruitful teenage
185.
years growing up in Hamilton.
No doubt about it, and I guess because you went through puberty so early, then you had quite a few years here where you could have left your channel. A lot of people just
Who left
who
our
went through
channel?
puberty at normal times probably only had sort of, you know, if they left at 20, they probably only had about 6 years of
Here too.
university. Was you had the 8 or 9 as Hastings comes in again, bowls to Gutdall.
Some guy came in before, wanted some help
Too close, and
with,
times to Steve Smith. At cover,
he was
there's no
having,
run.
they were having
Can you
massive
talk
troubles
us
on
through the 3 key points
Gary's
of
Monsuva.
trying to bring that puberty earlier.
Oh, some
what did
guy
you
was
do
doing
to
something
bring
he
it
shouldn't
on
have been.
and have it on set at
Nah.
the
Couldn't
age
make
of
it out.
11, as opposed to 18 like myself and 19
But I said, I'm
for
sorry,
Mr.
mate.
Wells.
Okay,
I used to
can't
rub a lot
help
of
you.
shaving cream on my face and
Not
just
a
leave
Gary's
it there
mod
and let
admin.
it sit there for probably an hour or so,
Lucky. Dude.
and then just wash it off. That was what, to try and
Oh,
stay-
notifications came up on my
Hastings
my
again,
phone.
to Gutdall.
Gutty is live streaming.
Forward. Gutdall gets forward and half drives, but he can't beat the man at cover. There's no run.
I was also caught
Well,
as a
this
young
makes it
child
good to get up to those
trying
beds,
to tie my
cheesy.
foreskin to the back of the right-on mum
Right.
and trying to push that down a gentle incline down at Woodstock Road there, Woodstock Hill.
Fucking food again.
So that might have had something to do with it. I was only 7 years old. That might have had something to do with it as well. I got informed later
You know,
on.
you can hear
Something to do with the
that iHeartRadio
length
thing
of
or
it now,
whatever
if you're stretching it at the age of 7.
Where?
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Here comes
On-
Hastings
on
again,
Gutty's
bowling
stream.
to
Oh,
Gutdall. The Portaloo end of
Oh, you
Park.
streaming
It's a
iPad?
bit shorter. Goes forward though.
User joined your
cover where
channel.
Steve Smith does the
You
fielding.
should
There's
stream
no run.
Coast.
And I think the third point there, Matt Heath, is just simply lying about your age.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Just knocked about 3 or 4 years off my age, stretched my foreskin and rubbed shaving cream on my face.
Started school
Ooh,
late.
I won't be watching that live stream now.
Very, very late.
It's pretty funny, mate. They talk about dick and balls all the
Certainly
time.
at a massive advantage, aren't you, if you do go through puberty,
Can
particularly
you
in a game
get
like
some crop
cricket,
pot stumping?
where it's not age, or it's not weight restricted,
Unclaimed
or
children
size
in
restricted.
Hamilton.
Looks like he may have gone through puberty early as well. Comes in, bowls to Gutty. He gets a
Unknown
short of
siblings.
length ball on leg stump and drives the ball off the back foot.
You know,
to
Rez, you
middle.
just missed
No
out
run.
on the cool slot
Really,
show
number 13
on
gone, New Zealand 90.
ARK.
Are there any hormones
UFC.
that you know, parents that are keen for their
Oh, yep.
cricketers to make rep sides can give their kids to bring that puberty
I
on
just
early?
found a couple of my
Just a lot of chicken.
dimorphodons
Yep.
out in the wild.
Usually from
Cool, man.
the likes of a Mad Butcher or a Pack and Save.
Yep.
You want to go for the ones that are unbranded.
Yep.
Very, very
Come to
large.
Carno Island.
You get the hugest chicken
Grove.
you can. Go for like the size 24. It's usually pumped with the appropriate hormones that gets the onset
Lay
on
these
pretty
down,
quickly of puberty.
I know
Oh,
you
yeah.
did in the Guinness Book of Records. There's obviously the record for the oldest person to have a baby.
Oh,
Is there
yeah,
a
watching your
record for the
video
person to
about
go
you.
through puberty first?
Um,
Earliest person
It
through
was
puberty?
weird watching your video without
I don't know,
you
my
actually
money would be
talking,
probably something out of Chernobyl.
but we were having a
Well,
conversation
I'm
with
actually
somebody.
thinking somewhere out
Really, there's
of
some
the
piping through there too, G.
Melanesian zone.
Yeah.
Like the Solomon Islands,
So it probably wouldn't be right if it was
Fiji
like
sort
that,
of way, you know, in around.
And it would
in
have
around
been, there's
that
a
zone.
part there where we were
Papua
playing out
New Guinea.
cheesy, and it would have been funniest thing you
prolific
Wait,
growers of
wait,
hair,
what?
aren't they, in all regions of
What?
Oh, when we said that
beautiful,
you
yeah.
ride a
Speaking of
scooter.
hair, looks like
Remember that?
Oh.
Davey Dum Dum Warner has removed his prison vagina. He's got rid of that
I don't
terrible,
remember that.
disgusting moustache that he's been
Yeah, the
operating
jacket.
with for a number of.
Doesn't look any better.
Shut up.
No.
Going to pick up
Change
your
your
missus
bowler
down the
from
road.
Fire Academy. It's
Oh.
I'm here
league
being
spinner.
scared
It's going to be
probably.
Might be
going
here,
to
mate.
Williamson. First
Go
ball
this
is
way.
full on leg stump, and
Dumpy,
Williamson
we found out that cheesy rides
flicks
with
it
a
to
scooter
mid wicket,
last
but there's
night.
no run.
Oh my god, I
That's right, I do too.
Sort of old
And
man
then
peg
everybody
sleeves
mops
that Warner's
it.
wearing.
I think that's to avoid them scraping their elbows.
Cool, man. Got a sticker or something?
How you grace them on this outfit?
No badge.
Zampa again, bowls
Okay,
wide of
so
the
what we
crease.
gotta do,
Williamson floats up at full
come.
length.
Now let's discuss you.
Advances
So
down the
carry on.
track and plays
We've
it
got to
on
come
right.
through
Hastings is
that
long on for a single.
Look at the
second
state
layer
of
of wall
Warner's
with
fingers.
what do you call it?
They're like fine
Irrigation?
chipolatas.
They're very short.
Suck at
thumbs.
irrigation.
I think now we'll make the rest, eh?
Like a thumb 40.
Jesus, look at that thumb.
Can't have a 40 on your thumb.
Rez, where are
How
ya?
does it look for you?
I'm
Take
gonna
a
take
photo
a
of
photo.
that.
Just dropping the
Take a photo.
dimorphodons back
I can't believe no
and
one
this
commentators
compy I
announced
tamed.
he's running a 40 on his left.
Getting a good look at David
Come to
Warner.
Carno
Just
Island,
about
man.
five
Where does Compy go?
his commentary position. Here comes Zampa. Again, wide of the crease.
You hear that, Dumpy? He doesn't even care about
this.
this.
The man at deep point for a single.
See, look
Getting
at
a
that.
lot of turns, Zampa.
It looks like someone. It looks like he may have lost his thumb. And
Oh,
then
Rez, did you
removed
hear
his
Gutty
big
gave
toe
up?
and
Ah,
put it onto his thumb.
You need to put that up on our social media.
Alright, cool, man.
Get people's thoughts on
he's
that.
not doing his, like, yeah,
If you said that to
YouTube
you,
stuff
go down
back
the lane, you
anymore.
might be able to tell us if that's a 40.
Here's Zampa bowling.
He's only doing Euro truck.
That's short, but a turn for Zampa this time. Williamson goes back and plays a back foot drive down to.
Well,
down in front of
obviously,
us.
Rez was
And the Chapel
gone
Hadley Trophy is just
for a
arrived
day
in the
and a
caravan.
bit.
Wow, look at that.
To be honest, Cheesy, I think you'll be first to give up.
Memorabilia, isn't it that?
Me, I reckon Dumpy will. Nah, no.
Here's Zampa again bowling to
Probably
Gutty.
right.
He's to stay, mate.
It'll be Gutty.
Into the corporate
Okay.
hospitality area.
Man, I'd put money on
It was a little bit short
you.
from Zampa, and he was
Put
on
money
the
on
flash.
Gutty.
Pitch a little bit slow here at Martin Stephen Park.
I just realised I've lost
We've
a
got the
compy.
Chapel Hadley Trophy
Cool, man.
and the ANZ One Day International Series trophy.
Oh, no, I only
It's a
I
heavy
just
piece
tamed
of
the second one
equipment,
then.
this Hadley Chapel.
What do you want compies for?
Oh, I just saw 120, so I tamed it.
Here's Zampa again bowling to Guptill.
As you
This
do.
one's full and Guptill
Right.
is a
You don't,
drive,
dude.
just beats the man.
The
at,
compies, you're good for
There's a shot
nothing.
of that deal with you, Leno, on a
Good for
on a
guarding it
silent
inside
commentary,
the
but we
base.
don't have the chapel
Not
that doesn't
really.
mean much, so
Yeah.
need to
You don't have any
on
intruders.
that. Can you can you turn it towards us so we can...
Who?
Oh, thanks. You look
What?
really good with the Chapel Hadley trophy,
Me?
there.
How would I
What I
intrude?
would you do is take that Chapel Hadley trophy, just quietly take it into the Portaloos.
Part of the spa now.
Oh, that was a female too.
I think you'd be the first
Oh,
one to do
no
that.
way.
Actually, if we put it under the... Here,
Keep
look,
my
right,
breeding
here
stock.
we go, look.
Got a quiet little number 3 down there.
Alright, so quick look for this Pompey.
Nobody'd be the wiser.
That's fully
It's quite
respectful, actually. I don't know what he is doing.
He's going to be taken away quite quickly.
Essentially, the security's coming in. They're not sort of whacking out a number 3 on the...
Could have swallowed the first race.
Nah, not today.
I'm going to get out of this car.
Wow.
Trouble for whacking number 3 out on the Hadley Chapel
Give me
trophy.
Borderland.
Honour and privilege to have it in here.
Okay.
And,
Call one more ball. Hastings finally to Gutty turns the ball off his hip down to deep backward square for a single. Gutty
But first you gotta count
47.
this.
And New Zealand are 1-10 for 1.
You're just gonna be jealous since it's better than your base.
He looked, popped his head in, wasn't expecting that. Who didn't lock the window?
Gutty saw it, he's jealous.
New low for the ACC, there's no
Cool,
question
man.
about that.
He even made a poll about how awesome I am in my base.
That lane was an absolute disgrace.
I mean, where is the respect?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, don't turn on me now.
Yeah, well,
Don't turn on me now.
rooting the Chapel Hadley trophy
I was
is hardly
not-
appropriate.
I did not have sexual relations with that trophy.
You know what you should do, Gutty?
Hastings comes in to steady the ship, full and driven.
Send out a post on to get some group page saying sub to me, and then put your YouTube link,
But I was not making love to it,
Cool,
to be
man.
clear.
and you'll get you'll
just
get
In or
feeding
around that
trolls,
region while I was
mate.
doing something else.
Well,
You
I
get
wanted to have a
more
hold of
than-
it, but not after that.
more viewers.
Sweaty,
Well, look,
I'm just trying to be,
to be fair,
carry on all
helpful.
juiced all over it.
well, to be
Giving
fair,
you,
now
like,
that's
great
that's my
suggestions.
insurance, that's my happiness insurance
Or
policy.
you could feature his
Hastings
channel
again
in
goes
your
wide
videos.
and I think that's going to be
I could what?
Yes, it was too wide.
Can
One more
feature
for New
other
Zealand
people's
total,
channels
1-1-1
in
for
your
one.
channel
Do you know what?
and video.
Jason Hoyt, I hope more than
So you
anything
like,
that New Zealand win this series. They win
cross-
today at Sneddon Park. But
I don't have
Or
any
advertise-
viewers though.
if
I
they
got like
don't,
3 subscribers, and there's just you and Gay and stuff.
kissing the Chapel Hadley trophy, especially the ball on top, which
Well,
copped
how are you
most
gonna
of
build
what I was
that?
doing.
Viewer
Well, I'm
base
glad that
then.
Mitchell
Who are you
Sanders
targeting?
listening to us because of the New
Get
Zealand
some.
boys don't touch gloves, gloves, boys, gloves.
Gutty,
Doesn't fit
I'll
me.
pay you.
One person.
Yeah.
Shorter length from back foot. Some
Yeah.
punches down to mid-off.
I'll get
There's no
paid
run.
money.
You won't be getting the shit with 3 people.
Not that
The
attitude.
occasion got to me. I was getting egged on by Heath and
You have to stay positive,
You
man.
know I'm fundamentally weak when it comes
Yeah,
to peer pressure.
positively
Because both of you-
realistic.
Because it takes so much. You either
Cool, man.
A, get your farters out, or B, get any object that's held in your hand and rub it against
You
your
actually,
face.
once you get a
So
successful YouTube
hard for
video, you can.
to not do that. Hastings comes in again.
what?
This is wide again
Yeah.
by.
Got a nick on that.
But I think Williamson
Either
maybe got a
you
little bit
fade
of
it
edge
out,
on
You
that.
gone.
Otherwise, it would have been a wide.
Well, you've got to say, look, in the age we live in, people are a lot more tolerant of things. They don't mind. No one bats an eyelid that the Australians are led by a lesbian. And
That's what I'm
if Mike Lane had
I hope he
option
wouldn't
to,
because he's doing it.
you know, number 3 on objects of great importance to nations, then who are we to
Ooh.
judge him if we're not going to judge?
Oh, now all your mates
Hastings
channel.
bowls
Good.
short ball outside off stump, and Williamson whips it around to square leg. That characteristic shot of his, very
Where you at,
risky.
Res, old boy?
And they'll get a single one. 12 for one in the
Just
15th.
on the
Before
river,
I pass
just
over
outside
to
the
Lee Hart, I'm
Dino
just gonna say
Trading,
some after drinks,
the egg trading
after match
center.
drinks tonight.
Sorry about that.
Wood Street with Apple Jacks. So you are more than welcome to join us there for a couple of Apple Jacks. and a few
Like I was
sniffles,
saying,
and maybe a hot pocket in the men's.
Well, geez, I
we-
tell you what, it's
when
fiercely hot
your
today.
thing
This
is
a ball driven by
successful
Gutty.
YouTube,
Hastings,
right?
that's the end
You
of
have
the
lots of
average.
people.
Beat the man at cover. 15 overs
Not with
gone,
that
New
attitude.
Zealand,
It's not going to be
112 for one. Gutball's 47.
we think it's going
As
to
we
be
join, as we welcome back into the commentary position for the second time today.
Well, once you've got a YouTube with
Thanks, Jace.
quite a few people,
Great occasion.
over I don't know, 100,000. No, like maybe when you get 100, you'll open up a t-shirt store, and then you can have like your first like a limited edition. No, a limited edition. Cool man.
And did you hear a bird yet, Raz?
The first
No,
5
not yet.
overs, it was hooping all over the place.
No, you want a free t-shirt.
Jesus, it's really hot out there at the moment.
Fucking cheesy, and I found about 4 of them.
Glaringly bright.
Yeah.
You're attacking me. Try, I couldn't do shit.
All the banks are
We just better
chocker.
Davey Dum Dum's horrible.
back ya.
After we did a wild dino wipe, we found 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah,
place.
I'm killing as much as I can.
I'll come
Trying to
help
turn
you.
it on.
Excuses. That's all I hear from
Or
him.
Kano. Go into a Kano.
He's like a Mexican
I'm gonna
warfare.
disrespect Gutty's bird just because I'm ruthless.
He's modelled his entire action on Shane Warne. His run up and everything is exactly the same as Shane Warne. Comes in and floats us up, and this is swept by
Parking.
Williamson off his front pad to the
Wait,
man.
Gutty.
Fresno.
He has got stumpy fingers, hasn't he, Warner?
You can't say he's
Yep, just
fully
parking
evolved.
the
He's
trailer.
definitely I mean, he's a great cricketer. I mean, a horrible, terrible human being, but a great cricketer.
You
But
mad?
you can't say he's fully
Yeah, the place
evolved.
where
Can you?
you've got more jobs.
I mean, he's
Probably. I'm at a Warbird, so
Zampa
But
comes in
I
again.
should have
Just should have
done a dinosaur wipe before I restarted the server.
Through the
shouldn't I?
covers.
It would have just crashed it and then rolled back.
They'll get a couple of runs.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's what it did to us.
Nice shot from Guppy. He moves to 49 off 46.
Yeah, boy, boy.
Hang on.
Cool man.
Golden Bay Bridge.
Yeah, I can officially say
They're
that
like
I've driven over it now.
midget hands.
Is it really official? If it,
That sounds pretty
Yeah,
new.
mate, that's
Guppy
Yeah,
official.
gets a bottom edge and it just
Drove over
dribbles
it.
out to mid-wicket. Miscue there.
Oh god.
If it's actually Guppy
You
who's
wear,
playing the spin that's
short shorts like the
being
truckies
the
at
reason
L.
why he isn't being picked up
Job.
in the IPL, Lee Hart. That would be
You know, well,
Zampa comes in again, tosses up, and this ball is driven by Guptill to come.
Every truck driver has got like short freaking rugby
As a
shorts
bowler,
on.
of
Yeah.
course, they like to get all round
that's
Oh, I know what I'm going to do.
first and foremost. But yeah, the subcontinent, it's all about spin.
My Kano and just clean everything up along the way.
Subdued crowd, and he gets bowls a good delivery, which is driven once again out to cover. And
Because we're on back to Vegas.
Oh, that was a 96.
The run rate is
Oh,
7.19.
still too low actually.
I just killed a.
What was it?
Random.
I mean, you
Yeah.
The alternative commentary collective, Brian Wattles, was
I'm going to get my Kano and clean it. Do a clean up right along the riverbank between sort of like the beach basin.
Make it mammoth this summer.
Right, I'll start killing what I can.
few people out there.
$50 says I'll find a 120 pterodon and a terrabird for 4 years.
Certainly makes a horrible sort of.
when he's bowling, yeah.
I do have the money.
JC models of style very much on Shane Warne. Why wouldn't you?
You said
Indeed.
you're a
Indeed.
Successful bowler. I know that Shane
if you had the
has
money.
spent a lot of time with him in the nets as a youth, bringing
Oh,
him
that's
through.
pretty cool.
I do have one. Yeah.
Got a job to Bakersfield.
I have like.
Yeah, well.
Do you want to wait
For
there?
my
I won't
F-Boss
take
car.
long.
Shane Warne was a great grunter, wasn't he?
I don't have a
Replacing
limit
one
all
of,
there.
Geez, that
Yeah.
would be great. 5-way
Cool,
with
man.
Boland comes in and bowls to steady his ship. He moves
No, you have
inside
to
the
stop
off-stump,
at a
puts the
diner.
ball back with a square for one. They were going to look for 2, but Guptill slips onto his
Mate.
arse and there's no further run.
You'd have to, if you're
Stop
going to put money
jittering
on,
around so I can see what level you are.
Warner, you ever been involved in a
80.
5-way? You wouldn't be getting great odds, would you?
What, you after a high level Pteranodon?
Yeah, just looking for a female.
Oh, that's what, I just killed a female 120. My bad.
That's not the same thing.
But I'm ruthless, so.
Oh, is that warning? Oh, right. Boland comes in and bowls short of a length and it's cut.
Sunshine
by
Crops.
Guptill. They'll get a couple, and that's
Get
50
front out with 2 spins.
for Martin Guptill. Well batted. He's had a great summer. 51 of 50 deliveries, 118 for 1, and we're in the 17th over.
They've actually just breed.
Yeah, I was having a chat to
Take
Guppy
too
in the
long.
nets just a couple of days ago.
Handy, mate.
This match, what it means.
Yeah, giving up already, man.
Play it.
Sounds like Gutty.
And it's very much what he's doing.
Fuck.
Is how he's playing.
I've got 125 miles to run.
And what did he say when he
bro.
was talking about that? As Boland comes in and bowls.
What levels is Brondo?
Was punched out to mid-wicket and there's no run. How did he say?
Sunshine crops.
Well, basically, he said, how do you think I should play him?
Oh, he asked you how he's going to play it.
I think they're green kind of
Your own game.
picture.
I can't be out there playing it for you. You know, only you can do it, Marty. I call him Marty.
Where are you at the moment, Duffy?
I'm just heading up from beach base to
Oh, right.
Of course it would.
Arctrade, what do you call them?
Boland comes in
everything
again,
inside.
short, punch down to long, off the back foot there by Gutty. New Zealand 119 for 1 in the second. Good start.
Wouldn't take me much to get the pads.
Oh, I just found a giga.
You know, obviously I'd want a few throwdowns. Just half an hour's worth of
Two
throwdowns.
pads or one pad?
I'd go for 2 pads nowadays.
Oh, okay.
Do you sit
32.
here with that sort of nervous energy, wondering if Guppy's just going to call you out there to replace him?
If there was some food poisoning, something could happen.
Boland comes in again. Bowls
Ah,
a
transponder
nose. Williamson had just moved off the seam a fraction outside the off stump, and Williamson came forward defensively, but it beat the outside edge.
Got a text here from Mike Lane, and it seems a bit unfair to bring it up while he can't defend himself, but I'm going to bring it up and maybe we'll go back to it later. Mike Lane, my mate, says he smashed you for 6 in a game of beach cricket at a wedding this summer, and that later on you swapped clothes with a woman and spent the night in a dress. He's telling this to everyone. Can you confirm?
I can.
He's confirming that.
Back on the killing spree.
Yeah. Full from Boland and whipped off the pads once again out to the man. Square leg, but they'll only get the one.
That is confirmed.
It's a good thing about Mike, you know, the stories that most people would deny, Mike's quite good at.
Okay, now the only thing he's saying isn't confirmed is that there wasn't 6.
Right.
What would you say? It was
4, was it?
4 at best.
Going on my route, man. That's my
The
lane.
dress.
Yeah, he's not worried about the dress. He's worried about whether it was a 4 or a
Give
6.
him permission.
Yep. And a man who's not worried about whether he's a 4 or a 6.
I've already killed like 5 terror birds here.
Lee Baker will take over.
On my way.
We'll take a short break. We'll be back shortly.
No biggie.
Episode 2. If you've been to a Jim Hickey pool party and you've tried to stuff an albatross into a pair of budgie smugglers, you know it can be a handful. And the big kahuna burger from KFC, well, that can also be a handful. With its original recipe fillet, coleslaw, pineapple and crispy onions. So we recommend the reverse cup.
Was a woozy.
Love the burger.
Oh, just killed
The
160.
KFC Big Kahuna Burger for a limited time only. Perfect for a pool party or any party.
Hi, welcome to Trade Staff.
Yeah, I'd like to trade Lee Baker for a buttery Marlborough Chardonnay.
We don't actually trade staff, but we are the leaders in industrial employment solutions. So if you're
Now
looking
I've lost
for a
my
job
direction.
or need
Oh, no.
workers, give us a call
No.
today. Call 0508 40 40 40 or online at tradestaff.co.nz.
Would dump
What
off.
about a bottle of Asti Riccadonna?
Hey, stop
I
that.
don't know if this is a good idea.
Become a sperm donor. Fertility Associates.
You gone and swooped and hit a giga. I don't know.
Auckland, Wellington,
spun
Christchurch,
into
or
a group
Hamilton.
of 6
Leave a legacy.
Seagulls.
Help a couple in need, or just have a good
Oh.
time. We need loads of donors. To find
Great
out more,
idea.
visit
Oh, I killed them all.
spermdonor.co.nz and fill in the form.
Oh, one.
There's a little superhero trapped in all of us. So do the world a favour and get him out into this world. Up, up, and away!
Not even eating them, I'm just killing them.
The best
Nah,
wine and
neither.
craft beer deals in the market. Prices from $5.99 a bottle, featuring one-off exclusive wine
Pretty sure you can switch your dyno
and
to
100%
not collect
money
stuff
back
from them.
guarantees. Even better, you can mix and match your case. Get a
could've
variety
complete-
of wines. Heck, you can even have craft beers in there. Enter the promo code CRICKET at checkout for $20 off your next order. Vineonline.co.nz. It's the internet, so no one will know you're a cheapskate.
Hey, terror bird.
The alternative
commentary
collective. Take as directed. If pain persists, see a doctor. Brought to
Just 'cause I'm
Coffee. Make it mammoth this summer.
Came up the wrong way.
Welcome back to the Martin Snedden Oval here in Hamilton, where it is blisteringly hot at the moment. Full crowd in, and a great start by New Zealand.
Just to change to that, a couple of people have left.
Yeah, I can't see a thing.
Down the road shortly.
Yep.
They'll be back though.
Standing on a rock.
Just
Yep.
below a full count at the moment.
Jeez, I just about
Two
took
below
out a dimorphodon.
capacities. We welcome into the commentary box
Do
this
that.
afternoon. The second time Lee Baker, and look at that. That's, I don't think I've ever seen this ground so full. As Zampa comes in now and bowls a full ball, which is driven by Kane Williamson down to long on for a single.
Well, the Australians would have come across here for the series, Jace, with a lot of expectations. They may or may not have expected full houses. They would have expected stiff competition from the Black Caps. They probably expect to win back the Chapel Hadley, but they never would have expected the trophy they're playing for would be the subject of a sexual assault.
As Zampa comes in again and bowls short of a length, and Cupler goes into the back foot and cracks it out to cover, but a good bit of fielding there prevents a single. Watch,
Holy crap.
Zampa bowl.
Man, that's look, I can't even see in front of me.
Replica of Shane
Yeah.
Warne, especially his run up.
Oh, yeah.
And
Gutty.
comes in full. That's a good delivery, faster and full.
Come out of where you are, turn left onto, and then go onto the main road, turn right.
For one on the 18th.
Yes, there's been many trophies historically that have been tampered with, of course. We've had the America's Cup smashed, if you remember rightly.
Was.
That's right.
A protester.
Oh, I don't know how many I killed off.
Man,
but
this
it's
truck
heaps.
next to me are going to have a race.
Don't see the
Zampa
bodies
comes in
on the
again,
ground.
this is full
Yeah,
on
just
the
keep
middle
going.
stump, and Williamson advanced
Yeah.
down the pitch and drove
You
it back to the
know.
bowler. There's no run.
Well, of course, Lee, sports trophies do
Then
end
just
up
up there
going
on the
all sorts
right,
of crazy
there's a
places,
place.
don't they? Once they've been secured by the winning team and they get taken into the dressing room, and it all starts there with people drinking out of them.
Zampa again comes in, and this is short of a length, and Williamson goes onto the back foot and cuts it out.
On
to
the right,
middle
just
deep.
after, or around that
Just get the
repair
single.
place.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Yes, if sports trophies could talk.
Are you coming downstream towards
Funny
me?
stories, I'm sure. And
Yeah, I'm kind of where
Folklore.
that little, you know, where the glitch
As
spot
Zampa
was.
comes in.
Oh,
Five-
yeah. 50-50.
Yeah,
Fuller and flatter and nicely defended.
just down from there.
Thought of a run there from the batsman, but
Glitch spots.
none was taken.
I'm,
18
got
overs
some-
gone. 1, 2, 3 for 1.
Yes, quite frankly,
Dropping
I feel the
What's
Chapel
this
Hadley probably
glitch
needs to
spot
get a
you're
test for
talking
chlamydia
about?
after
Your mama.
what we've seen here today.
Rats,
Well, not only
man. Not
Mike
called
Lane had some
for.
involvement with it physically, but it is in Hamilton,
Not
the
called
chlamydia
for.
capital of New Zealand, they say.
It could be some
Your
sort
what?
of crab infestation.
Did you see that message come up on the screen, Rez?
What's that?
It was some sort of
F message.
it was some sort of wood burrowing insect.
I'm
sure
might
the
be
New
close.
Zealand
It
cricket
might have
being
killed
a professional
something.
outfit
It's
that
killed
they are,
something
got a
then.
disinfectant unit they can use to get that sorted, get it
Whoa,
washed up, get
bro.
it back in the cabinet where it belongs.
Maybe
Another one?
from the dishwasher, maybe.
No,
As
no, I
Boland
haven't tried
comes
one.
in to steady the ship, and this is angled into off stump.
Trouble alliance
Puts
is
it
out
down
too.
to mid off, and there's no run.
I'm not sure it's dishwasher safe, the Chapel Hadley trophy.
Oh,
No, it is.
It is?
It is,
Next
yeah.
pack of combies just turned up.
So is the Ranford Shield.
I am making
Rez,
More trophies.
today,
Misadventures, you're right, the Americans
unclaimed.
Cup, the crap beaten out of it.
Solid energy.
Of course, the Ranfurly Shield's gone missing 1 or 2 times.
Is this true, Rez?
As Boland comes in again on a glorious Hamilton day. The shot he's played on!
He's trying. Effa, he didn't
short
hear it.
and wide.
Come from the tribe.
Boland, and it was a poor shot from Williamson. He went to play a cut shot, got an inside edge onto the stumps, and New Zealand lose their second wicket at 1, 2, 3.
Watch me whip.
Wow, it was just a nothing shot, really.
Watch
He'll
me.
be massively
Mm.
disappointed with that. He struggled a bit. I mean, he's still got runs in the series, but not his. He hasn't been his usual self.
No,
it's fair to say.
I think Kane's timing is off, has been for a while. It's almost like
Yes,
it needs
it
to
is.
be reset. If only Kane Williamson could turn himself off like a computer and just simply reboot, I think everything would come back to normal.
I know he's having problems with his shoes at the moment as well, which you know, when they just don't feel right. It can
Cool, man.
affect everything. Everything starts to feel
What, in a vibe way or in a fit way?
they just don't fit very well. One of them's wearing more than the other.
Man, you could have a
See that in the
sticker book,
stance there.
Gutty.
Sponsors have
Oh,
really dropped the ball there,
stickers.
the gear sponsors.
No, nothing here that's close, I'll just follow you.
Can't go into town.
Well, another opportunity for Hairy Nipples.
Oh,
So he comes in.
Yeah, well, he's done well, hasn't he? The young left-hander from Canterbury.
Oh, there's a gigger.
I'm going to pass you
Underway.
over to Mr. Jeremy Wilson.
Yeah, it didn't work out too great for him at Wellington, but He played beautifully.
You're in the way, mate.
Yes, you did, Lee.
Oh, mate.
Good afternoon,
What's a
Lee.
ring?
Good afternoon, Lee.
Good afternoon, Jeremy.
New Zealand 123 for 2, as they tend to have done in this series so far.
Oh crap.
Just taking a look at some crucial times. Just when New Zealand's momentum starts to gather. Boland, their successful bowler, as he comes and bowls.
I'm
to
gonna shoot
Nichols, who goes
flares
back
in
and
the
turns it
house.
to mid-wicket for a single. Off the mark, first ball, Henry Nichols. He looks a good little compact player, Lee, and I know you've done a little bit of work in the nets with Henry Nichols when he was just a youngster.
Just a week like he was.
Yeah, and I don't know, was
The
that
Buck
you
says
that
it's just
taught
about
him a
it,
lot
dude.
about his technique, or?
Yes, I swapped them around. Obviously, as a
Coming around by the
left-hander,
volcano.
right-hander, and then back again. Just experimenting with them to see which way works best. And still a work in progress.
Here's Boland again, Boland to Guptill. Guptill goes forward, defends the ball to Paul, makes no run. 124 for 2. Guptill's 53 off 56.
Oh, I bet.
And Henry Nichols is 1 off 1. That ball to Kane Williamson that he got out on didn't get up much. It also just nipped back a little bit off the seam, I think. He had
Massive fight here.
And that's the difference in the end between going to the middle of the bat and going onto the inside edge. A little bit unlucky, really, Kane Williamson. As Boland comes in again, looks like Benedict Cumberbatch. This time it's a short of length ball that's driven nicely off the front foot by Guptill, and that's a great piece of timing and a beautiful shot, because it wasn't that short. He just stood tall and hit through the line of the ball. And
No damage to me, but I still reported him. Saying that stuff.
Guptill really was. I mean, that was on the up. That was a good length delivery. It was not too short. It wasn't too full. Boland was very upset.
Whoa.
He hit the 4 off that.
Well, that's the shot I've been working on.
Giga took a chunk out of me.
I've got no jobs.
Get a shot on the up. Just a bit of confidence.
Coming towards your ass.
No need to get. There's no reason you can't pay that.
Again, Boland bowls to Guptill. And Guptill goes back and just guide in the gap between cover and point for a single. Guptill moves to 58. Nichols is 1. New Zealand 129 for 2. 19 overs gone. Let's talk specifically, Lee, about what work you have been doing with Martin Guptill. So you're just focusing on the mental skills with Martin Guptill, or you're working technically as well? You throwdowns?
Yeah, certainly throwdowns. I like to work on the mental side of it first. If I'm seeing anything glaringly obvious that he's doing wrong, sure, I'll mention it in my own way. You know, I have confidence that these guys know what they're doing. You don't want to bog their brains down with too much information. I'll just tweak. I'll say, Marty, how about you play a bit quicker or earlier, a bit later, maybe move a bit to the left, move the feet more, Marty, you know.
Yeah, well, you were telling me about a very controversial training technique that you used to very good effect with a few of players over the years, and that is to have a massive bong before you go out for a training session with them, and they have no confidence at all while they're training. As
Alpha Raptor
bowls to Guptill, who drives down to long off for a single.
Where's
how that started was it was just me that was having the bong initially, because I was there anyway, and it would help me get through the day. But then I thought, well, I'm feeling relaxed here. Why not get these fellas to try?
No, nothing going close.
I've got to be honest. You might guess that these kind of people, they were a little bit dubious at first. Dubious.
I can imagine they would be.
But really, the results speak for themselves.
Well, I mean, look at the players that Lee's mentoring now. As Zampa comes into Nichols, he goes back and punches the ball to mid-wicket for nothing. Nichols moves to 1 off 2, and New Zealand 130 for 2. This is the 20th over.
It's amazing, Lee, that you're able to turn a left-hander into a right-hander, because that's like a sex change for a cricketer.
Certainly is.
Zampa comes in with a big full banger outside off, and it's driven by Nichols, but not timed perfectly. You can't beat mid-off, but they will get a single. Nichols moves to 2, and New Zealand 131 for 2. A little bit of a gimme there from Zampa, who's lucky to get away with that. He bowls now to
Oopsie. Oh no.
It's a good delivery from Zampa. A little bit of flight, a little bit of dip, a little bit of drift as well, and Guptill's forward defending the ball. There's no run.
No, I'm just sitting behind you.
Here, Lee Baker, Sodhi is obviously going to play a part in this game.
There you go, go past you then.
Gupton, this is the thick top edge, and it's going down the throat of Hastings, and he's gone. Gupton went to sweep it away,
Okay.
but just got a thick edge, top edge, and Hastings takes the catch at short, fine leg. New Zealand lose their third.
You'll have to tell me if you're going to pull off the motorway.
What a great start from the man. That really wasn't the kind of delivery that you would expect to get a wicket with. Zampa will feel very, very lucky.
What about Rip the Fuel Legend?
I'm going to have a quick move with Marty now, so I'll just leave you there and hand you over to Paul Ford. It's safe hands of Paul Ford.
There's no town here.
131 for 3, just stumbling here at this stage of the game, Lee Baker.
Well, a bit of I think a masterstroke from the Australian selectors to bring in.
There's no pickup place though. My map's not showing one.
Slow the game down and give them that option in the middle.
Okay, now it is. For some reason it
was
wasn't.
the same in Wellington. New Zealand did lose their momentum a bit, and I think the runs we failed to score in the middle of the innings did come back to haunt us a bit.
Yeah,
So
we've got Fresno coming up
it's
soon.
annoying, but it's good to know that we've got a leg in our side today, all forward.
Probably not, because I got long distance things, so...
Very, very calm. You might want to pad up. Probably be my advice at this stage.
New Zealand
I
losing
am now,
their 3 big
but I've got
wickets,
about
Freddie
2 or
McCullum,
3 already on long distance.
Guptill and Williamson.
I'm going to pull off here.
New Zealand's
There's a
3
wall
best
there.
batsmen. The new man will be the hairy javelin, Grant Elliott. He looked in good touch actually in Wellington before he played an uppish drive to extra cover where he was caught. New Zealand, good run rate, 6.61. But 3 down now. This is a turning point for New Zealand. They would rather not be 3 down.
I was wearing my Hairy Jav t-shirt at Wellington and Hamilton Airport. You feel like you're just a cult hero as people just talk to you constantly about him.
Here's Zampa bowling to Nichols, who's on 2. It's a full bunger again, and Nichols drives between cover and mid-off. He'll get a single.
Going as fast as I
Yeah,
can.
it's at 50-50.
Diving away at mid-off. That was Josh Hazelwood. I feel unlucky there.
Wanna fly into
He
it.
won't be happy with that because he'd worked hard for 59. He looked
Been
good.
having a go at
He's
it,
been
but I couldn't do
well.
anything.
And he's been in sparkling form all summer.
He certainly has. If you want to hit something well, maybe you should text ACC Drinks Break through to 3483. The draw's at 5 PM. You'll be getting a couple of buckets of KFC delivered around to your house with some Applejacks merchandise alongside that. So get amongst that. Blano will be in the truck and very much looking forward to driving around Hamilton. He'll probably be taking a little bit of security with him, so don't worry about him.
No.
You just get on with what you need to do, which is text ACC Drinks Break to 3483.
Nothing going close.
5 PM tonight.
New Zealand 132 for 3, 20 overs gone here at Martin Snedden Park. And it's going to be a change of bowling from the Portaloo end. It's Glenn Maxwell. This pitch traditionally does turn a bit here at Martin Snedden Park. It's a really slow turn. Here comes Maxwell bowling around the wicket to Nichols.
Up by the beer
Forward
barrel
and
house.
drives effortlessly down to long on for
How's
a
your
single.
fuel?
Nichols will go to 4. This brings the hairy
Okay,
javelin.
I'll stop,
Elliott
grab some
on
fuel,
strike
and then
for
I'll
the
catch
first time today.
Oh,
Big innings
thank
required here
God.
from the Jav.
Oh,
Is
my
this the
dude,
Jav's
it's
last
dead, man.
game? Playing for New Zealand
Good
at
bird.
One Day International.
Yeah, hit the water, taking
Yeah, it could
Go.
well be.
How old is the Jav?
I think he's 46.
48, I think.
Oh, 48, is he? So, certainly.
I'm sure I heard Lee Hart say he was out his 50th.
Right.
Jav's his 50th.
Yeah, I guess when
Oh
you
my
get
God.
into late 40s, it gets a bit murky, doesn't it, generally? One man's 46 is another man's 52.
Cuts a fine figure though, doesn't he?
Oh, as we said before, what a body. As Maxwell comes, bowls to him, and the Jav goes to sweep, and it's called
Yeah, I'll just
ball.
catch up
Makes
to
the
you.
way down to the
Won't
boundary
take
for 4 byes. He was a bit lucky there, and just missed the leg stump.
In my opinion, one of the best shots in the book. Pull forward, you miss the wide. It goes for 4, and you get 1 more for the wide. 5. You didn't have to do much. You just have to hit the ball.
That's the way I scored most of the runs for my team in my career, actually.
From wides.
Yes.
Okay. As Maxwell bowls to the Jav, who elegantly drives, but he can't beat extra cover. There's no run. Of course, they don't go to you, the wides.
No, I used to do it for the team.
So
Jeremy.
you just looked at the extras and thought I contributed well to those.
Gonna pull off the motorway to stop.
Turns the ball just in front of square on the onside. I think about 2, in fact. They'll come back for 2. Good running by the New Zealanders. Elliott off the mark. 2 off 2 deliveries. New Zealand 143. This is the 21st over.
Yeah, well, that's one thing they can do is put a bit of pressure on the field.
Well, my truck won't go any faster than this.
1s into 2s, 2s into 3s. Can't really turn a 3
Find one,
into a
don't we?
4.
Nah.
There hasn't been a 3 on this ground since 1967.
Here comes Maxwell again bowling to the jab, who plays a forward defensive stroke. Can't be Davey Warner. It's wide mid-on. There's no run.
This hubbub, I recognise this hubbub. It's very similar to the Wellington hubbub, slightly anxious.
Maxwell comes in. This one's shorter. The jab goes back.
I was driving through San
The ball up on the
Francisco
leg
with a
side.
heavy load
There's no run.
last night.
That's why it is sticky out
And
there.
you know how they go through our steep hills?
Spooned up a little.
Yeah, my truck kept on stalling because I had to keep on stopping at all the traffic lights and everyone behind me was getting pissed off.
Greatest lesbian is coming into a short catching position on the onside.
Maxwell bowls to the jab, who drives but can't beat extra cover, and there's no run. Into the 21st over. New Zealand 140 for 3
you, Rez?
here in Hamilton.
Still on the river.
I looked up what Hamilton meant in Māori.
I'm
just-
by bugs at the
So,
moment.
kiri rai, it means
I'm just heading up
long
to the
stretch
base.
of gravel.
Is that in reference to
Big
early
main
voting
base
here in Hamilton?
up by
Or
the
is that
beer
just-
shed.
And where was the gravel?
Oh, the fortress.
Is that like the Maori State Highway 1 that they were first with?
Cross
Going
the
past
river.
Oakdale.
With Waikato River,
Yeah, it was.
Volcano side.
but there's maybe there is gravel at the bottom of
Oh,
it.
all these
I don't know,
bugs.
actually, I'm not quite sure. Just sounded like maybe they came recently and that's just what they decided it looked like.
If we see someone called Droco go past you, you can accelerate
Firecat,
back up to
someone
speed.
Oh, goodness me, and Henry Nichols goes back and flicks the ball just over the top of the head of mid-wicket. Zampa yelled catch it. It's not far away from the lesbians' mitts.
It was Captain Humble's sticky fingers. I think he actually jumped with the wrong outstretched arm there.
She missed it by about a metre, but it looked a lot closer from this angle.
Hey Raz,
As
Yep.
Nichols moves to
don't know how I did
five,
this,
New
but I got
Zealand
inside the base
141
without
for
even
3.
opening any gates.
It's on 2.
I'm enjoying
Which
how long
base?
the jab's taking.
The
to,
fortress.
Take guard here, just winding the Hitler Youth into a little bit of a frenzy.
Wait, am I meant to go all the way up to Stockton?
He's got a slip.
Yeah, how you got it?
He bowls
No.
to the jab.
I'm just going to try
Wide
and
of
find
the
it.
crease. Jab gets
Shit.
a full
I've
ball
gone
on
too
his
far.
leg stump. Just turns it to square leg for a single. And there's a shot at the stumps.
Do you find one of those birds?
No
Nah.
reason at all. And that was Maxwell, I think, was it? And there's going to be an overthrow.
No, I didn't.
Warner cleans up down at long on.
Oh.
But as you heard there, Zampa's not happy.
Might have been the one.
I chucked to you too.
Oh, yep.
Oh, was it?
Yep, I found how I got in.
Here comes
I can
Zampa
just, you can just,
again,
people can just
jab.
walk straight in and out.
It's a full bunger. Just
We're
guides
about.
it past extra cover.
Now the steel pillars is how you've got
Jab
steel
moves to
pillars
5.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Nichols
and
is 5.
into
New Zealand
the
are 144
the
for
boundary
3. This is the
piece.
22nd over here
Yeah,
in
no,
Hamilton.
the dinos.
No, Jason
T-Rexes
Hoyt is
are
right.
on
He's a lot
aggressive.
to suggest that
Oh.
Zampa is actually the evil
Because
they
son
walk-
of Shane Warne. He has got a
They walk in
genetically
there, they're going to get
identical
eaten.
action for a start. He's got that terrible blonde hair. And he's a
I just
grunter.
don't turn any little dinos.
It's short.
What's taking
It's
it?
pulled away by Henry Nichols. He's a little bit unlucky there. He can't
Don't
beat
turn
square
any
leg.
little dinos on.
It's 2 metres either side of it,
aggressive
and
in
it
there.
would have been 4. There's no run.
Lose them all.
Yeah, they'll get out.
Keen to have a few
But that's why I've been
conversations
keeping
with
them
you guys about
inside.
Hamilton as Zampa
Yeah,
For,
good idea.
protection.
Nichols down on one knee and sweeps down to the man at fine leg for a single.
And the good
Moves
thing
to
about
6,
having it
he's
like
on
that
145
is
for
that
3. Of course, you're a native of
small
Hamilton,
dinos,
forward.
wild dinos can wander in and feed
Not
our
originally,
dinos.
were you?
Yeah.
Yes, I was born here, in fact.
Oh, were you?
Just over
You
there in
spent
the.
a bit of time in Rhodes.
I
And
certainly
they do
did.
too, don't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
self-feeding dino
And
pens.
there's a full delivery to the jab, who drives it, but he can't beat the bowler, and that's the end of the over. 22 gone here at Hamilton. 145 for 3 New Zealand. Elliott's
Man,
5
I've
off 8.
killed heaps and I
Nichols is
still haven't
6
seen
off 8.
one.
Hamilton, of course.
Got some good
now
crops
the,
growing, mate.
The saying, the city slogan is Hamilton. It's all
Dude,
on
I'm making beer above them too.
Hamilton.
Yeah, I see that.
User left your channel.
For a while there, Paul, you.
I don't know why you would drink it though.
The slogan was Hamilton, the fountain city. And
Yes.
then after that, it was Hamilton more than you'd expect. Of course, in reference to the fact that nobody ever thought anything of Hamilton at all. And
Well, if if you're turning up to a long stretch of gravel,
works well, doesn't it?
You're easily impressed, aren't you?
Here comes Maxwell round the wicket to Henry Nichols, who stands back in his best, turns it just behind square. He'll pick up a single, Nichols, move to 7.
I just want to see one of these birds.
Well, for more on this, a man who spent
Yeah, it's quite amazing.
more time
Geez,
than
you know,
most
I got
of
4 of
Hamilton
them.
certainly knows the ins and outs.
And it's more or less in the same spot.
There was also a pretty optimistic slogan.
Yeah.
I think it was Gordon Chesterman who came up with it, which was where it's all
Can't fly
happening.
though.
Yes, that's right. That was after more than you'd expect. Good afternoon, Mike Lane.
Afternoon, Paul. Afternoon, Jeremy. I've also just been sent a link here to dogging in Waikato.
Journeyman pistol.
And kiwiswingers.co.nz.
Oh, that'll be it.
Alpha.
Stadium's the place to be.
Oh, one.
Yeah.
It's the Wanderers FC player.
Journeyman, one ramshackle.
The request here sent by Anonymous.
There's Maxwell bowling to the Harry Javelin Grant Elliott, who advances
Another
with 6 drives down to
2
long on for a
ramshackle.
single.
One journeyman, one ramshackle.
Of course,
pistol.
the ACC
not pistol, crossbow.
of dogging and cottaging in New Zealand, and obviously set up SPODAC, which was Society for the Preservation of Dogging and Cottaging Cultures. Here, looking for a female or couples looking to meet up at Porritt Stadium. I'm in a red car tonight, 1 AM. Leave inside lights on and flashlights at me.
Maxwell, who comes around the wicket, bowls to Henry Nichols, goes forward, can't beat cover, there's no run.
Fuck, did I drop
I
everything?
love it how it says, I'll leave inside lights
I'm in the
on,
outside lane,
flashlights, let me
don't
know
cut
you're
across.
Yes.
Oh, I did.
I'm in the very left-hand lane, don't
Goes
cut
back to the
across.
stumps and drives off the back foot, but he can't beat mid-wicket, there's no run again.
Or I'll be at Kingsgate
Wait,
at
fridges.
about 1:30 AM. So if you miss him at Porritt Stadium,
It's Maxwell this time. Nichols goes back and cuts the ball just outside.
It can go in the fridge.
There's a misfield by Mitchell Marsh just behind point. But,
Big if we have any.
One.
Room.
There's another misfield by the Australians. 148 for 3 New Zealand.
it's a fountain of knowledge. This little page, kiwiswingers.co.nz.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Come down here, Rex.
Memorial Park in Te Awamutu.
Yes, I'm RG. What are you hatching in here?
Muda.
Oh, you got Morpheus.
Maxwell again this time. He's over the wicket to the jab, who turns it down off the front foot down to Mitchell Marsh. Finally gets a cheer from the crowd. This time he fields it. Jab moves to 7. Nichols is 8. 23 gone here in Hamilton. New Zealand 149 for 3.
Narawa here, also the home of Turinga Waiwai. Anybody keen on playing or showing at the point?
Damn, I think this is a 120 Rex that I'm about to kill.
I'd probably go
If
out
it
to
would
Wainara
stop.
Springs there.
Yeah,
There's a lot of derelict buildings.
What are you on?
And lots
Ran it
of
on.
toilets and car parks.
well, the Kingsgate Hotel's got large car park, large willow trees. Keep the headlights on if wanting people to join. There you go. After 2 AM is best.
What about the Botanical Gardens?
Oh, Hamilton Gardens, great gardens.
Beautiful gardens. Fantastic on the paperwork. Here comes Zampa, who bowls over the wicket to the jab.
You might want to
Forward,
slow down.
Thick outside edge down to a deep point, but there's no run.
Well, a few of the locations are taken up, so you'd have to tread with care. You don't want to be dogging or cottaging in the middle of the
Bronto,
Shakespeare
can't you
play.
eat that Bronto?
Zampa's got 1 for 24.
Oh,
This is his
you
6th over.
Left or
Wide
right?
increase again to the jab. This one's a bit flat and a bit fast.
Ha, and I've got a sign on the
Stays
right.
forward and drives down to mid-off for a single. He moves to 8 the jab off 12.
Are you live
balls.
streaming, Gutty?
Also 8
Cocktails.
New Zealand are 150 for 3.
It wasn't a 120, but it was high.
Take a while to knock down, did it?
Spinners operating
Yeah.
well here for Australia, slowing the run rate
116.
down. Zampa comes in again, a good delivery from Zampa. Well flighted, and Henry Nichols goes
That's
forward.
cool, the sign. Your
defends
speed,
the ball
too.
into the onside, there's no run.
Up again now.
6.38 in the 24th over. Zampa ambles in again like Shane Warne. And Nichols sweeps, but he can't beat Mitchell Marsh at backward square. There's no run.
We're talking about Hamilton. A lot of the highlights of Hamilton obviously are just beyond the city limits. A lot of the good stuff's just outside the city.
It's number 63. Zampa comes in again. That's a good delivery. It's a wrong, and I think from
Throw me off.
Zampa. And Nichols went forward and pushed the ball out into the offside. They had got a single. He moves to 9. Elliott's 8. New Zealand 151 for 3.
Might go into spectate.
Interesting fact sent through here on 0221 curly 6 that Glenn the no-show Maxwell has now scored more runs for New Zealand than he has for the Aussies.
Slow-mo and he's jumping like that.
Zampa, nice ball of the over. It's good delivery from Zampa, but Elliott gets forward, drives down to long off for another single. Into the over, 24 gone here in Hamilton. New Zealand 152 for 3. Elliott's 9. Nichols is 9.
I'm going to watch your race.
Are you watching me?
I'm going to win a sec.
Oh, I came off the bird.
Mammoth iced coffee. Make it mammoth this summer.
Welcome back to Hamilton, where it is so hot the crowd I think is catatonic. It's every member of the ACC team is in the caravan. The
Fujitsu
is on full tit. It is the hottest day of the summer, it feels like.
Another great known dogging spot in Hamilton is the Rocky Horror Riff Raff statue.
Maxwell comes in, tosses up, and it's driven by the hairy jab, and he beats the man at cover, but not the man at mid-off for a single.
Of course, he's Hamilton's greatest son,
Richard O'Brien.
Yes, yep. And there's a statue of Riff Raff and just off Victoria Street, amongst all the bars. Very popular, almost quite a risky dog.
I've got one to Vegas.
Maxwell around the wicket, tosses up to Nichols, who's angry with himself as he drives the ball out to short cover. Maxwell, no-show Maxwell looks to me like a real tanty thrower. He's a really demonstrative.
What have you got?
I haven't even accidentally killed one.
He should really shut his
carry on.
face and start performing as this ball is cut away from Nichols, and they'll get a single.
Another town slogan here on 0221 curly 6 was years ago. It said,
Fon's on the server.
Not even the river stops here. Which is a bit harsh. It's a bit harsh. Growing up here, it's a great place to swim. We used to float down the river on inflatable rubber tubes and kind of fend off dead cows as they floated bloated down the river as well. It was good fun.
Used to get rooted by dogs down at the river making dams. As this ball is driven by Elliott at outside edge.
Hey,
Chico.
This isn't
Fuck, see that? Take down that. Yeah, they're in this area here. Go down straight ahead.
Assaulted.
Real cheesy.
Maxwell comes in again over the wicket. This is a good delivery, driven back to the bowler, and there's no run.
And it was a stream. Might have been a feeder to the Waikato.
I've got one to El Sorrento.
Sam Hunt always says that if you live near a river, you should never be bored. I think there's some truth in that, as this is driven by Elliott down.
Oh, come on, don't do this to me.
155 for 3. That is
I'm in front of it, out of your way. So I've got one El Sorrento.
I'm in no
Soothsayer himself, Lee Hart.
So what is this site, Mike Bain? Explain it to me. Is it actually a swing?
Oh, it's a pain in the ass, isn't it?
I landed on the rock.
There's a subside on that called
He
Dog-
walked
El
off.
Sorrento is very southeast of the map.
So you just go in there.
Well, you don't have to become a member or something.
No,
you just go in there.
it just has main dogging sites and directions for Waikato, including major towns. So we're talking the
Literally
major
down the bottom row.
Cambridge, Coromandel, Huntly, Matamata,
Brandon Loans off his target.
Wahia, Paidor.
Yes, he takes it.
We'll welcome Lee Hart back off the commentary position.
Yes, thanks, fellas. Great place to swing down and get the old Wakachangi, where we are, of course. That great river, one of the greatest post-war rivers we have.
Well, here comes Zampa now. Tosses up to.
Why does it say you're
Elliott,
taming
draws
something,
him
Chris?
forward, and he pushes defensively to
I
cover.
tamed
There's no
something
run.
today,
Zampa's
yeah.
bowling well.
Got under your thing at the taming bar.
Oh, are you in spectator mode?
Yes.
Yeah, it does that.
Just a bit of a stat for you. Nobody has scored 600 runs.
This ball is swept from outside
Ooh,
of the stump by Elliott.
Yeah, look at the guys
deep square
standing
leg.
up on the bricks.
They'll get a couple of runs here.
No one ever has scored 600 runs here at Snedden Park, or
Just let me finish there. Nobody
How did you
has
escape
ever
that?
scored more than 600 runs here at Mansden
Kills.
in a one day.
Or you didn't escape that
Has
one.
a team scored 600 runs in any one-day game? Internationally?
Well, it's not the point, is it?
I guess not. Zampa comes in again. This is short and flat and defended by Elliott, and there's no run.
It's just kind of a stat to keep you going, Jace.
Oh, right, I see.
Very wide turn.
At the moment, but
Oh, these are level 100 Bronto.
Ooh, it'll be a bit of a battle, mate.
Huge crowd and they're so quiet, mind you. It's that
Real
kind of game,
tactics.
really. Sort of no real fireworks at the moment. This is a big lofted drive by Elliott. For a moment, it looked like it might go down stumpy finger Warner's face, but
Oh, catch you later.
bounces
I'm going
in
the other
front
way.
and they get another run.
I almost feel that he kind of ran away from that.
What kind of truck
Yeah,
you
I
got,
think he
Sid?
should have attacked it a bit more. You know,
Peterbilt.
he's got a couple of...
A direct line toward that.
What about you, Gutty?
He's got that.
Zampa comes in.
We basically have a completely identical truck.
Oh, no stamina.
Sorry, Nichols. Oh, and he gets a short ball which he pulls viciously.
Oh, fuck.
And the man at square leg attempted a brilliant
They're coming
catch.
too.
And it was no-show Maxwell, I think.
No, it's Marsh.
Oh, Marsh.
I think one's running away.
As well.
The Doty's attacking you.
Oh,
That one's running
probably
away.
should have taken that, but he did smack the crap out of it.
Was.
Zampa comes in again over the wicket, full and outside, edged by Nichols to the man at backward point for a single.
Having listened to 6 balls of the little Hitler Youth Zampa moan and grunt his way through that, do you think he's probably a man who's quite loud when making love? Because I know that you yourself are quite silent when you make love.
Me, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've been known to be a screamer.
Oh,
sometimes.
gave me a whack.
I've been known at a moment of extraordinary passion to bellow like a angry bull,
Elk.
A sea lion.
like a moose elk.
So they used to call it the caribou, didn't they?
They used to call Hoyt the caribou.
Caribou. It's caribou mating season.
Yes.
Jason's in the motel.
There's nothing worse. You remember when, you know, flatting and stuff, and you had a noisy router in your flat? That was always a terrible thing.
Well, not terrible.
Well, what do you
How many
say?
are on the server? Let me have a look.
Depends whose room they're in.
Yeah, I guess
It
so.
depends if it's a female or a male as well. I mean,
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
can do
Oh,
it
yeah.
for some people.
So Hazelwood
Be
back
you
into
and
the
Ro- and
attack.
Von.
He's bowling to Nichols. Over the wicket he comes. This is a full delivery, pushed out to cover, and there's no run.
Drink now?
What sort of? How do you describe the noises that you make, Jace? Like, if in an animal sense. I mean, we've talked about caribou, and that's what people know you for. But
Do they? Okay. They sound like a caribou when I make love. What sort of noise? What animal would most replicate the sounds I make? You mean?
yes, I mean some people are very high pitched, like a parakeet type thing, or a
Oh, that wasted
vulture.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe a narwhal. That sort of.
What the hell is that down there?
Like a fog. Oh no, that's from the Chewbacca.
Oh, that's a
driven by Nichols down to mid-off. There's no run.
Like
A bit Chewbacca-ish.
Yes.
Really? Like,
That might be just a convoy.
Holy crap, I'm driving on a dirt road.
Watch out for the tumbleweed.
And it's only 1 lane wide and it's had a truck come towards me.
Sort of like a purr, but with
Yeah.
some throat to it.
Hazelwood comes in again.
Hopefully this is a shortcut. Hopefully it doesn't get dark soon and I don't break down.
Extravagant drive at the ball.
I can imagine that
Oh,
once
you're
you
by the
reach
shack.
the point of climax, that
I've seen
into a
American
much
horror
more
movies.
high-pitched Chewbacca.
Oh crap, now I've got 2 trucks coming towards me.
You're by the beer shack.
No, that's when I fall. That's
I can't really imagine Chewbacca making love.
no.
I don't think he makes love. I think he just breeds.
Oh, that didn't work.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought I could like
There's,
grapple up to my
little
bird and
pull-off
then fly
areas.
off, but
And there's concrete
Hazelwood
on both
comes in again
sides.
to Nichols, who drives and beats the man at cover.
So you have to give way to one or the other.
Man at mid-off. They'll get one and they'll come back for 2. Well, it was a good effort by the man at cover, who just deflected the ball past the man at mid-off. So what would have been none became 2. 161 for 3.
The Australian fielding today, Mike, hasn't really been up to the standard we expect from them.
No, not at all. This whole series, in fact.
come on,
they-
birds. I'm gonna go up that little gully up here.
Well, they've had some good bits of fielding, but generally, yeah, it's been
Just
poor,
above
hasn't
me.
it? There's a real glare coming off the pitch today as Hazelwood comes in again. It's short of a length and cut by Nichols, but fielded by the man at point, and there's no run.
Have you found,
What
in,
the
as
fuck
your
bugging?
love-making career has gone on, Jason, that you've found that the vocalness has dulled and got quieter? You started off as a noisy hyena youth, moved into a more of a Chewbacca middle age. How would you describe yourselves now? Have you matured, audio-wise?
Well, it's
There's
more
also
Actually-
cliff face on one and cliff face on the other
my
side
heart
now.
rate's really
Like
hammering along. I get a bit puffed.
Skipper's Canyon.
Hazelwood comes in again and bowls to
On.
Nichols, who drives eerily towards cover, but it bounces just before the man. That's the end of 27, New Zealand 161 for 3.
Is it affected at all, Jason, by who you're with?
What the hell?
Or if you're by yourself, kind of thing? Because I know a lot of your lovemaking
Better than
lately
me?
is more on your own.
And that's right. I've
So those
pushed the wrong
numbers be
button
different
by
than, say, if you're with your love partner.
Oh, when I'm by myself, I really let go. I'm completely uninhibited.
What's all
And
wrong
I
up
make
to?
cowboy noises.
Cowboy? Like yeet, like yeet.
Come on! Yeah! Come on! Yeah!
I can't find one of these birds.
I really
Oh,
let go. And, but we with my partner, yes, less extravagant. What about you? Let's segue on to you. The little hit the youth. Zampa comes in and bowls to Elliott. There's a good full delivery driven back to the bowler. There's no run.
Actually, I'm going to pass you on now to Matt Heath, who I know for a fact makes the noise of a Frisian while making love.
Zampa comes in again to Elliott. Full and elegantly driven by Elliott to cover. There's no run. What about you, Lee Hart? Are you a noisy love maker?
Well, as I mentioned at the other game on Saturday, with all the
I would have got out of there too.
in the room, it's hard to hear a lot of noise anyway.
Oh crap.
Unless you've got what we have in our room, cricket ears for making love, like the ones we're using here at the
Why is
ground.
that Bronzo angry at me?
So you can hear each other.
You hit him.
Zampa bowls to Elliott, who drives.
Oh, please come here, bird.
Point for a single.
Before I get
Think
walloped.
about the cricket ears when you're making love as well. As
Oh,
that,
I double hit
if
it.
it's on game day, you can listen to the cricket.
Did I tell you guys I got accepted to study as well?
No, congratulations.
So now I've passed on to the old man that I need to pull my money out, but he doesn't know why.
Going for 6-hour sessions. I don't think I could make love for 6 hours. Zampa comes in and this is swept off his pads by Nichols. By a
Hey?
square for 4. Really good
My
shot.
money, all of my money, which was basically a house deposit, is sitting in a term deposit and a trust account in his name. So I need his signature to pull it out.
With the game of cricket, because after all, we are cricket commentators, Man Heath and Jason Hoyt. Do you ever have games or love-making sessions where you actually say you collapsed, middle order collapse?
When I quit my job, yeah.
Just short of a length to Nichols, who
Is he-
punches the ball off the back.
Is he not going to be happy?
Long on for a single.
No, he's not. He doesn't want me to do it, but at the end of the day, it's my life, so...
all the way through.
What are you studying? Pilot?
Yeah.
If the match isn't called
It's
off.
I need to pull out at least 15,000 to pay for it myself. The rest I can put on the student loan.
Sorry, Kerry. Hold on.
So I'm only pulling out a small percent of my deposit and then leave the rest of it sitting in the account to mature.
I'll often
Will he leave you?
Brendan McCullum start.
At the end of the day, it's my money.
And be
But then I suppose at the end of the day, it's also in an account in his name.
Yeah, I was going to say, position is 19th of the law.
But not after, but you know, I'll have an
Oh, that'd be an interesting conversation.
That's not like you go and have to blow it,
To the
though.
announcement of the
No, I'm wanting to do what I want to do in my life.
Yeah,
And
just
be a pilot.
what I've wanted to do for the last several years, but I've been held back for various reasons.
You want to be a pilot?
A lot of paperwork. I know that the
Pardon?
Dunedin power bottoms are looking good as the Canterbury
Exactly.
Logs
Yeah.
fitters.
I've done all of my pre-tests and everything that I have to do, but I need the money now to start paying my deposit, and I need the money to start paying for my medicals.
The league stuff, which he turns off his pads, backward of square, and they'll come back for a well.
So how long do you study for?
About 2 years.
Yeah.
So you start off with they're going to chuck me in and do my PPL and CPL theory, and then that'll take me basically to the end of this year, get all that done, and then I need to do my practical basically next year, and then all my racings and everything.
That's going to be expensive.
Yeah, I think the whole thing will end up costing about 130,000, but student loan.
Well, there's the Carterton cottages, of course.
Cleavage
Get
dip.
that paid off within, say, 5 years of having them in.
Dangleberries. Got quite a few applications from Dargaville.
Would you? A pilot's wages pretty good?
Once you start getting into the jet scene, working for the big companies, yeah. But
in New Zealand, it's doing international flights.
And Elliott drives down to mid-off and scampers off for a quick single. It was a bit tight there, but he made it comfortably in the end.
So the Dennyberg Dutch rudders, I hear that they've done.
You could
quite
even
a good
become a private pilot, you know, like flying for somebody.
It's looking like they're a real chance, the Dennyberg Dutch rudders, of getting into the competition.
Well, they've got a great corporate backing, a great...
So that's the thing, everyone's got the dream of, you know, ending up for the Jets and working for Emirates or something like that, but at the same time, you might get to a stage and just be like, nah, stuff, I don't want to fly the Jets, I want to sit here, I'm happy here, doing this rather than... Because they can do something like 8 days on, 8 days off, where you fly away for overseas. And that's it, you're overseas for 8 days flying around, and you're going to fly back here, and you might be on call for those 8 days.
Yeah, whatever.
That run range is around 6 at the moment. Not too bad, but wickets, of course.
Gotcha.
It's a crucial thing.
If you want to register your interest in fielding a franchise into the ACC Super League, just tweet it to the ACC and hashtag ACC Super League.
Yeah, we're being some great entries for that for sure, as Hazelwood comes steaming in again, and Nichols goes down the wicket, goes for a big extravagant drive, gets an outside edge and caught it first slap. Well, the ball before, Maxwell just had a
Where? Carlsbad? Oh yeah, I see that. That's one of the signs.
Nichols came down
but at the same time, there's not many people that have been told yet that I've been accepted to what I'm doing.
Australian lesbian skipper.
Well, see, that's what makes the Australians
I need to
behave
sort
like
everything before I
little
announce it.
disgusting little butt
What's
cheeks
your
that
wife
they
think?
are, because it often gets resolved.
Completely backs me. She's the one that tells me do it. This is what you want to do with your life at the end. Because I come home from work and I'm not happy. I feel like shit. I've had a real bad day and all that sort of stuff because it's just going to do what I don't want to do.
Lesbians are used to going low, of course, so
True.
handle it quite well.
Wasn't it great that we can have a lesbian captaining a international cricket team in 2016 and no one even bats an eyelid, no one even really needs to bring it up that the Australians are captained by a lesbian? Does hardly warrants a mention.
Well, a few years ago, we would talk about it all day.
Oh, it would be controversial. But
Well,
now it's just fine. We're also cool about it.
Well, the next batsman, Corey Anderson's not a big fan of lesbians. He's a massive heterosexual, straight as an arrow.
At the end, I know that I need to do it myself. And I'm not going to really get backing from them. So my mum backs me. She knows about it. The wife backs me. Her family backs me. So
Pyro are prolapses.
Well, you might be surprised.
Like
Dad
to see
might
that
say,
they work on their franchise. Hopefully everything's.
I would be surprised if he
Pyro are
said
prolapses.
something that was encouraging.
The Tiara 5 ways.
These people need to realise that just coming up with a clever name, very clever name like that, doesn't make it a franchise. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
If you're going to be purchasing top players like, you know, Salamander and people like this, they don't come cheap.
So here comes Hazelwood now, bowling to the new batsman Anderson. It's full just outside the eye. That was a great leave. That was the best leave of the day. He just put his arms in the air, the ball whistled through, and absolutely brilliant, Corey Anderson.
What a leave. Our celebrations have knocked our stump mics out. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Fixed it. That's good. Yeah, exactly. Like to go back to your point, Lee Hart, you have to have the infrastructure and you have to be willing to pay top dollar for some top players.
Hazelwood bowls a short delivery defended by Anderson, who defends it muscularly out to cover, and there's no run. 29 gone, 171 for 4.
I know the Dunedin Power Bottoms have made a pre-auction offer to Stu McCullum, father of
So yeah, April
Nathan,
11th is the date.
I'll be interested to see how that plays out. I mean, you think you're going to be offering, you know, at the club, likes of, you know, Salamanderman, he's going to want to know what kind of, you know, how does my family fit in there? You know?
What are the training facilities
Can I bring
like?
my kids with me?
Yeah.
I mean, you've been heavily involved with the Canterbury log splitters. What is the training situation like that? What are the facilities like? What is the infrastructure like? You know, what is the marketing like? What kind of plans have you got in place?
Well, it's it's fairly basic stuff. We're working on a sort of a crusader type, you know, setup. It's all about the team. Practicing at the old Lancaster Park.
So Zampa now coming into the Heritage Ave.
Going past Los Angeles.
Outside edge as he defends the ball and it goes to a gully position. There's no run.
Hold on, were we just in Pasto or something?
Yeah, I know the Neaton power bottoms are good.
Where were we?
The super power bottoms starting up.
Oh yeah. We came from Pasto to San Ferran.
Flatter and quicker and driven down too long.
I was wondering why it sent me on this huge float from Pasto, sort of just off to the
The
left.
power bottoms playing out of Forsyth Bar, which is far too small for a cricket ground, and there's going to be problems with the balls penetrating the plastic bag that covers it. And then just across the road at the University Oval, you've got the super power bottoms going, and then and then that starts to really eat into the infrastructure. And is there big enough crowds and to support two franchises in Dunedin anyway?
Well, only history will tell. Time will tell.
172 for 4 and the 30th over. You feel like the Australians are just beginning to get a little bit on top here. New Zealand stumbling a little bit as Zampa bowls to Corey Anderson. Short.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just
pushes it down to
in Borderlands free sequel. I'm just
short mid on, and there's
just
no run.
The Manurewa Manginas have just registered their interest.
The Narrawaki and Nutsacks have been kicked out of the competition. We're ready for
Zampa comes in again and floats it up to Anderson, who defends, and again there's no run. So I hand you over to Jeremy Wells.
I don't think we need the Blenheim bean flickers in there.
I think the problem is the Beasts of Blenheim, I think they've already signed up.
Yes, they have.
Here's Zampa coming into Corey Anderson. Anderson goes back and flicks the ball through mid-wicket for a single. And Zampa bowling well here. He's already tied down the New Zealanders. New Zealanders not willing to attack him. 173 for 4. This is the 30th over. Elliott's 20 off 29. Anderson's 1 off 5 as Elliott faces Zampa again. He tosses it up and Elliott digs it out. But he can't beat the man at extra cover and there's no run. The 30 overs gone here in Hamilton. New Zealand 173 for 4. Elliott's 20. Anderson's 1.
Wellington Waffle Pockets have registered their interest, but you know, all things being equal, we do need first in, first served.
I think the Wellington Wounders have registered their interest a couple of days ago. So
Wellington Super Wounders.
Yeah, well, I think it's the Hawke's Bay Super Wounders.
Right.
Keen to lead that franchise. Good afternoon, Lee Baker.
Afternoon. I've got to say the competition for names in this league is probably going to be better than the competition in the cricket. In the ACC Super League, because there is huge competition. Thinking of Gloria Vale. Gloria Vale Growlers are already very established, but there is a challenger.
As Hazelwood bowls to Anderson, who leaves a ball that fades away from him. And 173 for 4. This is the 31st over.
In fact, if you go to the ACC's Facebook page, you'll see some early.
That's one way to diffuse a fight.
With Gloria Vale Growlers, it's a bear with a growling bear with a cricket ball in his paw. But there's still, of course, the Gloria Vale Glory Holes, which are making a late charge. So is there room for two franchises coming out of Gloria Vale? Well, that's the question, but I mean, you can't go past the Gloria Vale Glory Holes because that's too good a name. So the question is, what will their logo look like?
Here's Hazelwood bowling to Anderson. He goes forward, gets a thick outside edge down to Zampa at third man for a single. Anderson's 2, Elliott's 20, New Zealand are 174 for 4.
Gloria Vale Glory Hole. So their big problem is what is their logo going to look like, Jeremy? Is it an open glory hole, if you will, an empty glory hole, or is it a glory hole filled with glory?
And what you're saying is a
hey,
glory
Raz.
hole with an appendage coming through it.
Exactly.
I was reading in the news today about the AFCO plants.
To register at the same time.
How they had ordered
Competition for franchises at the stage.
all their staff
were
were sent a letter saying that they must work on Monday, today being a public holiday, and if they didn't, they'd be all penalised and everything, and all the Marys took the day off. They ignored it because they wanted to celebrate
On the way
Waitangi.
down here in the car, Jeremy Wells and I had an interesting chat about glory holes.
Waitangi Day was
We were
Saturday.
wondering why are they
Yeah,
called
They're
glory holes?
independent
Where does the glory come into it, Jeremy?
Well, that's right, Lee. I mean,
tallies, I think it is.
This conversation, the whole part of it. Well, that's obvious, isn't it? It's a whole to put.
Oh, mate, we've got a ton of their workers at our plants now because they just treat them like shit, eh?
Well, they warned them all.
Cut
They
them
said
at every turn.
Success.
Pretty much, if you join the union, you
yeah.
they'll push you out.
That's quite wide, but Anderson can't time his.
But
hey,
they were told.
why are we here?
I have no idea.
Glory is. I mean, what is glory?
It's a hard-won success against the odds. So who gets the glory in the glory hole situation?
That's exactly the conversation.
Is it the inserter or the receptor?
Precisely.
Or is it all round both sides?
So I'm saying that it's not brilliantly named.
I don't understand why we're here. This location.
Where I spawned in.
He comes Hazel. I wonder if he's had experiences with glory.
Did you not exit and trade?
Yeah, I did.
Man, very good lead on the ball. Gets about nice and high.
Oh,
Stands
damn it.
tall.
Hang on a minute, we've got a third Gloria Vale franchise registering interest at Gloria Vale Super Gaylords.
Did you jump up there?
Super Gaylords. Okay,
Nah.
it's interesting with
I'll
so
jump
much
up.
interest in Gloria Vale, yet they don't actually have any kind of way
For a
of
legendary.
communicating with the outside world. Quite impressive, actually. They're probably ex-members, disenfranchised.
What are we
members of
doing?
Gloria Vale.
Yeah, because I mean, how is a three
Locate
Gloria Vale
main
franchises going to tour?
excavation site.
It's Hazelwood again bowling to Anderson, who drives. Can't beat mid-off. It's fielded by David Warner. Anderson's 2 off 10. Elliott's 21. New Zealand 175.
Hey, I can't see the story mission.
I mean, who wouldn't want to watch
No, I was just looking for that myself.
the glory holes versus the growlers?
What?
Maybe they just need to start up a competition of their own in Gloria Vale. I mean, there's so many teams coming out of Gloria Vale that maybe they just need to start off some
the Gloria
He
Vale
got,
Super.
must have got sent
Super
outside
League.
to play.
Yeah, some kind of oldie Christian cult sort of league.
Where they play cricket like they used to with the.
Actually, the story mission is here, Dundee.
This is a story mission, isn't it?
Hopeful Christian, though, I believe, bowls quite useful left Chinamans. Apparently he can bowl a mean wrong and it's very deceptive to the right hand. And you think the ball's coming into you, and then he bowls the wrong and it leaves you. Very useful bowler, hopeful Christian.
Oh, I like it,
As Zampa bowls to Elliott, advances, but he defends the ball to cover and there's no run.
Go before us here, Zampy. I like it, mate.
Well, they're calling him Zampy, that's his nickname, but I think it's a Zampon, isn't it? That's only slightly less humiliating than his actual name, Zampa, which sounds like a dance craze.
He's an annoying little bastard as he comes in and bowls to the jab, and the jab cuts. Can't be Mitchell Marsh, who's at backward point, but they'll get a single. He just manages to deflect it down Mitchell Marsh. David Warner copping a lot of heat from the people down here at long off.
If he's
crowd really getting into him.
Oh, wrong way.
Take off his humiliating rash suit. He'll chill down a little bit.
Here comes Zampa bowling.
Who defend it? I'm not even worried about you.
Floats it up onto the leg. Anderson, who flicks it to backward square leg, but there's no run.
How many franchises are we actually going to get in? I mean, that's the thing. We've had over 1,000 entries, and I don't think of a country the size of New Zealand can support 1,000 franchises in the ACC Super League.
Well, I believe there's 7 as Zampa comes in and bowls to Anderson. He goes back
all the way over there.
It down to point for a single.
You
3.
blew it up.
New Zealand 177 for 4. Elliott's 22 off 33. This is the 32nd over.
Anyway, we'll be announcing those 7 franchises in the next innings, so keep yours coming out to 0221 Curly 6 and
nope, I'm just walking inside.
Hashtag.
Zampa wide of the crease, this one's short outside off stump, and the jab cuts down
Okay,
to
I'm going to jump us.
big point for a single.
Yeah, cool.
Jab moves to 23 off 34.
You know, this ACC Super League is a good opportunity to really shake up the game. Hashtag ACC Super League, sorry, I didn't get that out. But yeah, it is. It's a T20 league, isn't it? Just get that clear. Test league.
Comes Zampa bowling to Corey Anderson. Anderson goes back and late cuts nicely down to a vacant third man position.
We end up in the same
fielded
place.
by Hastings, who hurtles it in with a 7-year-old arm.
Nope.
It's into the over.
Yep, right behind you.
Here in Hamilton, New Zealand 180 for 4. Elliott's 23 off 34 balls. Anderson.
Where you go,
5 off
Gutty?
13, and that's the end of Zampa's spell. He's bowled 10 overs for 45. He's taken 1 wicket. Good bowling from Adam Zampa, just going at 4.5 and over. He'll be happy with that.
The
young lead spinner.
The Zampon's really sort of sucked the life out of things, hasn't he, a little bit? Slowed things down.
Good grouping from Zampa.
He's a class model in for you.
I got so many.
Don't think he'll be any good though.
Ahead of him, this young man. Doesn't bowl a lot of bad balls, and for a leg spinner that's not easy, because generally bowling leg spinners difficult.
We'll need a
Bowling
cut.
spin. Obviously had plenty of work with his wrists, plenty of practice with his wrists.
A man who's had plenty of practice with his wrists will join you in the commentary caravan right now, Mr. Paul Ford.
Yeah, nothing.
It's going to be a change of bowling from the Portland for Seddon Park. It's bowling. He bowls to the jab, who drives just behind point. He'll come back for 2. Well placed, the jab there. The man was a little bit wideish at cover. He had to come around and run around the boundary to his left to pick up the ball.
Paul Ford, I know you took an immediate interest in the Wairarapa Bush. It's one of your teams for the ACC Super League.
I can't go past it actually.
Well, I think the thing with the Wairarapa Bush is that it's not from the Wairarapa Bush.
Oh, bloody turret.
Bowling again bowls to the jab, who opens the face of the blade off the front foot, guides it down to third man for a single. The Wairarapa Bush.
I'll shoot this thing out.
Is not from the Wairarapa Bush, is it? It's not the Wairarapa Bush. It's just the Wairarapa Bush. So it's from the Wairarapa region, not from the Wairarapa Bush region.
That's correct, Jeremy. It's from, sort of Featherston, Carterton, Martinborough.
Oh, perfect.
Greytown.
Greytown. And of course Tora out on the coast.
Carden, Martin.
Georgina Byers, our mascot.
Wow, you're going to have a live mascot. An actual human being as mascot.
Bowling to Anderson. He goes bang and smacks it back over his head for 6. Good shot from Corey Anderson. He was
he's a badass.
back a little bit, Anderson. Now he moves to 11 off 14. It was full and just hit through the line. Goes bowling to Corey Anderson, and again he smashes it straight at.
I think it was the Muslim koala.
Kawaja, did he drop that?
I believe
Eureka.
I think Corey Anderson's damaged his bat.
Still pumped.
That's safe. That's all the way from the very bottom right to the top left. Santa Cruz. San Rafael.
Makes me want to scratch my eyes
Pardon?
out.
Every time a Coco
Okay.
just dropped by Kawaja.
Santa Cruz and San Rafael are probably the local ones to you.
He's you
extra
got him?
cover. It was an upper
Santa
drive
Cruz maybe.
Got me.
from Anderson.
He's really
Quite
put the
timely.
pressure.
He's broken his back.
He's put the pressure on the Batman. He's played the music too soon. The Batman's not out there yet. He's struggling to get out there. Someone's running out with a bag. Here he comes.
Colin Munro.
Ah, jeez. Told you it'd play. Every time the coconut. New Zealand 189 for 4 here. This is the 33rd over. Corey Anderson just moves past 1,000 career one-day international runs in 40 matches. He's got a great strike rate, Corey Anderson, 118. Scored 100. Fantastic 100 at 131, not out.
Fuck, where did you go?
You what? I got a second win.
That is his batting strike rate. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
His bowling comes in again, bowls to Anderson. He drives off the front foot, but can't beat point. There's no run. Anderson's 11 off 16.
Disappeared.
The jab is 26 off 36. He really needs to play the anchor here, the jab. We said this last week, the other day.
25.
He was batting so well, the jab, because he likes to play that anchor role. But then he just drove uppishly and was...
One more. Oh, I got him.
189 for 4 New Zealand here. This is the 33rd over, sorry. That one's short and Corey goes back. Opens the face, guides it down to third man for a single. He'll keep the strike. New Zealand 190 for 4, 33 gone in Hamilton. Elliott's 26 off 36.
I can steam over, eh?
Anderson's 12 off 17.
Apply my level.
Alternative commentary collective. Brian Wattle's worst nightmare.
I'll watch.
Your dream team. Brought to you by Mammoth Iced Coffee. Make it mammoth this summer.
A few ways you can get hold of us here on the ACC. Of course, you can text us on 0221-6. You can tweet us.
I'll watch.
Twitter, that's the ACC NZ. And of course, you can also try and hook up with us on Grindr or Tinder. Our Grindr is alt, and Tinder is alt as well, is it?
Is Hornet up?
No, Hornet's not up. They've decided that we've had the final word from them. They will not allow a 7-person male commentary team to sign up, which is disappointing for us because I'm told that Hornet's where it's at nowadays. But
that's a real shame.
Man-on-man love.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would love to hear Jason Hoyt full caribou flight.
So welcome to listeners around the ground listening to us on the cricket ears as Hastings comes in, goes to Greenis and he gets a leading edge, out to cover, scamper through for a single. Henderson moves to 13, New Zealand 191 for 4.
If you go Fresno, I'll go Santa Cruz because it's just
about that time in the match when we normally start to predict the score.
I might stick with the same one I had in Wellington, which I think was 312.
312?
Yeah.
With 4 wickets down.
Well, I'm putting all my hopes on Mills Madoon, obviously.
He's Hastings bustling in. He's got none for 34 so far, 5.1.
Hang on, sweetie.
The jab goes across the stumps, defends it off the back foot.
Nice.
Cover and there's no run. A little bit of urgency starting to creep in from the Australians here. They know this little period of play is crucial.
Okay, look at massive
a couple of wickets here.
Yeah.
Struggle to make 250.
Interesting to hear. I never flattered with Jason Hoyt, but I had many friends who did, who were exposed to long periods over years of his love-making noises, and they don't describe him as a caribou.
Here's Hastings again, a big unit rolling to the jab, and this time he gives the jab a little bit of width, and the jab waits on it and plays a nice little late cut down to third man for a single. Well played by the jab. He's looking good. He looks set here on 27 off 38. Anderson starting to get into his work, 13 off 18. New Zealand 192 for 4.
Jason Hoyt in the throes of passion is more readily likened to a sea elephant.
Ah, yes, a dugong. Is that a dugong?
No, do you remember?
Is that different?
Remember Humphrey, the sea elephant?
Oh yeah.
When he used to get up on his haunches and start doing that noise.
What took me out?
Hastings comes in, bowls to Anderson, goes forward, skews an on drive out to the man at mid wicket, but he'll just get a single. Anderson moves to 14, New Zealand 193 for 4 in the 34th.
In his younger days, Jason Hoyt.
Yeah, I've got a fuel stop I have to go to.
Young Asian lovers. They often tend to be a bit squeakier.
Are you really that low?
So oftentimes it would sound, the noises coming from Jason's room would sound like a giant sea elephant rolling around on a squeaky door.
Don't worry, you run out just as you
can see it. The jab tries to play a cup, just kept a little bit low, got underneath the bat. He's a little bit lucky to get away with that. The jab could have been an inside edge.
I think, Christ, that's pre-social media. That's really all I've got to say about that, Lee Baker.
Full house here at Martin Snedden Park in Hamilton. Tickets sold out last week, I'm told. Hamiltonians, they love their cricket. A lot of great cricketers come out of this region.
Brendan Julian, for example.
Of course, Brendan Julian. Shane Thompson, as Hastings comes in again, bowls to the jab, opens the face down to third man for a single. And I've got a theory on that. I've got a theory on why so many great cricketers have come out of Hamilton and why so many great cricketers have also come out of Palmerston North and out of Christchurch and Ashburn.
I feel like this has got something to do with geography, the flatter cities.
Yes.
Or is it to do with the soil and the
much
pitches,
spare?
You were right the first time, Lee. I believe that a lot of people have flat backyards in Hamilton and Palmerston North, Christchurch. Much easier to play backyard cricket on a flat backyard. Same in Adelaide, of course. Melbourne's reasonably flat. Sydney, not so much.
Yeah, not many great cricketers have ever emerged from San Francisco.
No, not many great cricketers out of Wellington either. Players who are very good at playing the seaming ball in Wellington because often your backyard will have a massive slope on it. Here's bowling to the jab, who drives attractively, beats the man at backward point for a single. He moves to 29, Anderson 14. What do you reckon about my theory?
Yeah, well, in Wellington you're more likely to actually have a house on your backyard. There's absolutely nothing to work with. maybe a barber shop, small bottle store, somewhere to hide from the rain and the wind. It's a good theory, actually, Jeremy.
Sorry, Rez.
I know. I read something about the Chapel brothers, and they were describing how they all had.
Yeah.
They were all strong in the same area, growing up, and they thought that was because it was an area where they weren't allowed to hit the ball because it would smash a window. This bowler coming around the wicket, and then bowling to Corey Anderson who drives, but he can't be covered. There's no run, and yeah, they all became very, very good. I think at the pull shot because it was a way to score runs. And the cut shot as well. There were runs there, and there was runs through the covers.
Interesting that you mentioned brothers, Jeremy, because of course brothers often do excel at cricket. It's because they've got the brother to play with. They've got the competition. They've got the sibling rivalry. Look at your Chapels, your Hadleys, your McCullens.
He's bowling round the wicket to Corey Anderson, who advances, pulls it down to mid-on, but there's no run.
The two annoying ones floating around here at the moment, the marshes, of course.
Oh, you bastard.
Salamander men, perhaps?
Yeah, it's totally true. I mean, you've got someone to bowl at you, and oftentimes the
Can I order
youngest
2
brother
scoops
is
for
the best
5:15,
cricketer.
please?
I grew up with the McIntosh brothers.
Yeah, that's
Three
for
brothers.
Fox.
Tim McIntosh, of course, played for New
Thank
Zealand.
you.
He was the youngest.
Bye.
He was a very good cricketer. He was playing when he was like 4 against us when we were 8, smashing it. Anderson
Come on,
smashes it down to mid-off.
Hello,
There's no
special
run.
with the
What
takeaways.
was fielding?
I suppose the ideal combination is a flat city with your brothers and
no.
the onset puberty.
Never heard of that.
It's going to make the ultimate cricketer.
So that's the perfect triumvirate, Lee Baker.
New Zealand 195 for 4. This is the 35th over.
Oh shit!
And it's got all the feel to me of
Probably go.
similar
Okay,
to the
I'll
Wellington
do that.
matches. Around the wicket comes Boland, and Anderson gets an inside edge onto his pad, and there's no run.
I guess it's about the timing of when they can afford to start some kind of launch pull forward. I mean, they would love to start bullying these guys around and take the bowlers on, but they can't afford to lose any more wickets, and we've still got plenty of cricket left with 15 overs remaining. So, but Corey Anderson, we want him to chance his arm, flex his muscles, and when does he do it?
Well, you've got to make sure that first and foremost you get a competitive total. And I think a competitive total's got to be at least 300 on this pitch. And, you know, you've got to gamble a little bit rather than to sort of dwindle out to
I'm going to have to deliver those and get off.
Boland comes around. And Anderson advances down the wicket. I think he gets a small inside edge to that. And they'll get a couple of runs. But maybe feeling the pressure a little bit. And he came down the wicket, had a big heave at it. Inside edge for Anderson and 2 to him. That's drinks break, so we'll take a short break ourselves.
Oh, that damn thing.
Vineonline.co.nz, the best wine and craft beer deals in the market. Prices from $5.99 a bottle, featuring one-off exclusive winery clearance deals and 100% money-back guarantees. Even better, you can mix and match your case. Get a variety of wines. Heck, you can even have craft beers in there. Enter the promo code CRICKET at checkout for $20 off your next order. Vineonline.co.nz. It's the internet, so no one will know you're a cheapskate.
The ACC Guide to Eating Out, Episode 4. Why not spice things up a little? Why not deconstruct your delicious KFC
Two more.
Big Kahuna Burger and have a little fun with it? Enjoy the original recipe fillet, coleslaw, pineapple, and crispy onions individually, and then find a friend and share that bacon. Lady and the Tramp style. Or you could just enjoy the KFC Big Kahuna Burger the traditional way. We don't really mind. Just make sure you enjoy it, because it's
Well, what the
here for
hell?
a limited time
Yeah.
only.
Hey, stop that. You're wasting it. Become a sperm
Grad,
donor.
what was that?
Utility Association
Guardians.
needs more blokes. If you're between 20 and
Defenders of the
45
vault.
years, come and donate in Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch or Hamilton. Leave a legacy. Help a couple in need or just have a good time. We need loads of donors. To find out more, visit spermdonor.co.nz and fill in the form. There's a little superhero trapped in all of us. So do the world a favour and get him out into this world. Up, up and away!
The Alternative Commentary Collective. always up for a drink, and they never blush. Brought to you by Mammoth Iced Coffee. Make it Mammoth this summer.
Welcome back to Martin's Sneddon Park here in Hamilton on a blisteringly hot day. New Zealand are currently 197 for 5 after 35 overs. And the Australians just applying the pressure at the moment and bowling really well, good consistent lines. And the New Zealanders really struggling to break the shackles, and you feel that maybe the key today is for Corey Anderson to have a big game. Joined in the commentary box by Lee Baker and Paul Ford, and full house, guys, but pretty subdued crowd apart from the opening stanza of this match. The New Zealanders have just sort of struggled from the sort of 15 over mark through to this point.
Absolutely, Jason. I really hope there was something in the drinks during that drinks break that gets Anderson going. And speaking of drinks breaks,
what is
40 minutes left to get involved
the
with
fuck's hammering my shields?
Drinks break. If you text ACC space Applejacks to 3483, 3483, you can have your own bespoke drinks break delivered to your house if you're in the Hamilton area. A bit of Applejacks merch and some KFC.
Very nice.
He said having a crap party, that's a very, very effective way of making it a hell of a lot better. Start the week with a massive hangover.
Hastings comes in now to the hairy javelin on 29. A good delivery.
This guy.
About to point, and there's no run.
What's he all about?
Now.
Imagine there's going to be a few
Hey,
burns out there today. Combination of beer and lack of suntan lotion and sitting on the banks and glaring heat.
Volt sign.
Yeah.
Behind this
much cloud cover as Hastings.
Painter.
This enormous man
I
comes in
don't know if we can get out there.
by Elliott. Out through cover, and they'll just get the single.
Gutty.
198 and 36.
Yeah, Jace, ideal conditions to get a burn on, get that lobster look going, and a man who loves to get a burn on, as well as a head of steam up, is Matt Heath.
Yeah, can't see it on the map.
Oh, I need to get
So
Going past hello.
Raised and born and raised Paul Ford in Hamilton.
It certainly was. I did escape for a few years. Went off to Rotorua, another landlocked North Island town.
Were you from Rotorua as well? I lived in Rotorua from the age of about 5 till the age of 14.
Pretty much exactly the same thing.
Wow.
One over there to your left, Brez.
Must have been the place to
Straight
be.
ahead.
Old Rotorua town, Geyser City. Always remember their radio
I need
station,
some too,
Radio
believe it or not.
Geyserland. Radio Geyserland. Hastings comes in now to big Corey Anderson, and he smashes this down to the man at long off for a single as we welcome Matt Heath into the commentary position. And Matty, what's going on?
Oh, hell, that hurt.
About whether to get a head of steam
Yours
up,
back
actually,
on.
today. Got a head of steam up at Wellington. That served me really well, actually.
That was like a double head of steam.
Yeah, double head of steam up, and that was pretty good. And I'm just deciding it's quite hot. Now it's a big decision.
It is a big decision.
Whether you're going to get a head of steam up or not.
Well, that's smashed out my
199
shields.
for 4 in the 36th over as Hastings comes in and bowls to Elliott, who pushes down to mid-off and scampers through for a well-run single. That's the 200 up for New Zealand
around
in
here.
the 36th over.
Maybe Matt, you could make it contingent on something happening in the match. Possibly something.
Fuck is
good or
that?
something really
They're in past the
If
speed
we went
camera.
300, then I'll definitely get a head of steam up.
There we go. That's it.
Well,
Does it get a head of steam up or a head of steam on? I couldn't
Might
work
have
it out.
dropped the
because I had a head of
legendary.
steam up.
I saw a speed camera on the side of the road, like in the little pole thing, but they didn't do anything.
Should have length, and he angles the ball cleverly down to third man, and very finely too. They race around the boundary. Will make
Maybe.
They'll make 2 runs from it. Good shot from Corey Anderson. The longer he
Follow
stays
that
in there, the
way.
more he gets his eye in, gets a feel of the pitch. You hope that
Oh, yeah,
maybe
somewhere
in the
else.
last sort of
Yeah, I need to go
7 or
back.
8 overs, he just goes mental.
Steam on is something slightly different, isn't it? Getting a steam on.
I really hope you don't get a steam on in the caravan. It's the last thing we need.
Just past that deep.
A lot of man soup already slopping around in here.
A lot of man paste on the ceiling.
Still got your oil. in the last game as Hastings bowls full and
I'm coming up on who run.
to Anderson outside the off stump, and he leaves it alone. 36 gone, 202 for 4.
Maybe I'll put it out to the listeners whether they think I should get a head of steam up. I'll run a poll. First 10, best of 10 tests.
It must be.
3483.
Might be up here.
3483. 0221 curly 6. 3483 is the radio hierarchy.
Radio hierarchy.
Oh, and also the...
Of course, me and Julie do the breakfast show, and Lee
over there.
And Jace do the drive show, radio hierarchy. Great station.
Some guy called Frank refused to move over to the outside lane as I was reversion to traffic. So when he did, he crashed into the centre barrier.
And was it the first to 10 will decide your fate, Matt Heath?
Best of
Serve you
best
right,
of 10?
try to give some people some
First
room.
210?
First 210. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Okay. I've got a pretty good
Yes
guess
or
how
no?
it'll go. Probably quite emphatic.
Got to be around, right around. You got to walk
As
right around the
Boland
building,
comes
I
in,
reckon.
bowls just short of a length and defended by Elliott. Back down to the bowler, and there's no run.
Yeah.
To steam or not to steam?
Ah,
that's
here we
the
go,
question. I mean,
Rez.
it's so steamingly hot that, you know, like your natural instinct would be get a head of steam on, wouldn't it? Get a head of steam up.
And the thing about this particular ground, of course, there's no tree cover, and so everyone's just open to an absolute baking. As Boland, who lost 22 kg to get into the Australian side, bowls to Elliott, and he slightly miscues a back foot punch, but they come through for a single anyway, and that was well run. Is Hamilton a bowl? Paul Ford, is it a bowl?
Well, it's a long gravel strip.
Yeah, because of course it gets very misty here.
Yes, it does.
And the mist takes forever to disperse. I was wondering if it's the same for heat. Sort of nowhere for it to go, it just sits there.
How's it? Like Dunedin Airport. Yeah, it is a bit like that. Certainly there's no wind.
Someone's
Oh,
saying I
up
think
here
you should
maybe.
get a steamer on Jason's chest, so I'm putting that in the yes one.
Oh, my chest.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to steam on my chest as Boland comes around and bowls to Anderson, who chops the ball out to point, and there's no run. 203 for 4 in the 37th.
I think that text is referring to a Cleveland steamer.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think we need to get into. That's a different question altogether.
I certainly don't want to go to the audience
That's
on that one.
ages away from it.
Get some steam up. You've got work tomorrow. Don't steam.
1-all, is it?
No, that,
Yes, steam.
Is that the 2-1?
Matt wants to get a steam on. Instead of steam immediately.
Did you get some?
Disappointed you're not steam.
Yeah.
3-1, 4-1. And this ball is angled
Look
by
around this way.
Anderson just backward at point, a whitish gully position, and once again there's no run.
I've got a steam on. Get a steam on. Yes, please. You're a lot funnier when you're steamed.
Oh, gosh.
The Swamp Donkeys from St Albans think you should get a steam on.
Is that a Premier League team?
I've got a massive head of steam for Matt Heath. Absolute yes on the steamer.
Well, there you go, man. It's pretty emphatic.
Got on top of it.
Must get a steam on.
All right.
Boland comes around the wicket. Bowls just short of a length, and once again, Anderson moves this ball down to third man for a single.
You've got to do what people want, don't you? And luckily this has coincided exactly with what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
So now I feel that my natural instincts will bite.
you
Yeah,
just
get
feel
a steam
more
on.
supported in what you
Yeah.
do.
It's definitely the right thing to do.
And if it wasn't, then you can go, well, they told me to.
Yeah, and also you've got to
Yeah.
pick your own path. If they hadn't wanted me to.
It implicates a lot of people as well. You should get that steam on. The consequences of that.
Boland bowls to Elliott, and short of a length, and he turns it off his hip backward of square. They'll look for 2, but only get the 1. That's 37 overs gone. New Zealand 205 for 4.
The Alternative Commentary Collective. Cricket's other dirty
Jump
secret.
through there and let's
Brought
go
to you
through the
by
middle.
Mammoth Ice
Yeah,
Coffee.
yeah.
Make it mammoth this summer.
Welcome back. Just wondering what the background to that last commercial was. Was that love making of some description? Oh, right, okay. Thought I'd got delirious from the heat, perhaps. So Gutty was out earlier today for 59, McCullum for 47, Williamson 18, Nichols 18, and at the moment Elliott is on 33 and Anderson 18.
We've got to say everyone's made a contribution. 3 of them have made a contribution of 18. Hopefully Anderson makes a lot more than that.
Well, looking at that batting lineup, of course, Ronke, who's
hand
potentially
jumping.
out of form, is up next, and then
I'm gonna
Bryce, who I think
go.
it was. So,
Yeah. Oh, oxygen.
you know, it's really up to these two to really push it home for us and get us up to the 45th over mark at least.
Yes, and it's the annoying son of Swampy who's been doing quite a lot of the damage. 2 overs for 8.
Oh, here we go.
Marsh
This is
now
the way up.
comes in and bowls to
Found it.
Elliott, who turns his ball off his hip. They'll look for the second, but they'll only get the one.
Just had someone ask me whether John Wayne Hastings was actually named after John Wayne or whether he was named after John Wayne Bobbitt.
Get some oxygen.
Bobbit, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Surely.
Bobbitt.
Yeah, they've got
Bobbit.
O2 up
They
there.
would have seen him when he was coming out and they've gone, he's Bobbit. That's a Bobbit. It's a post-op Bobbit.
And in between,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple, eh? Just walk around.
he'd be
Yeah,
a good
just
person
couldn't
to have
see
in
it.
5,
Yeah.
wouldn't he? Because he'd be
Through
there,
this door here.
But not there.
but not a threat.
Yeah, exactly.
This little stumpy. God, my God, Matt, you're right. Warner is literally about 4 metres, and his fingers are like they've been amputated or something. Marsh comes around the wicket pole, short too. Anderson, who has a big appeal from the wicket keeper. I definitely heard a noise there. It was a slowest bouncer.
No one seems interested though, do they?
I definitely heard a noise when he tried to play that hook shot.
I think the lesbians turned it down. Matthew Wade was certainly interested.
This is great that we don't make a big deal that the Australian team is captained by a lesbian. It's very 2016.
Tell me when you're ready.
We just brush over it, we don't
Yeah.
care.
Are there any shops down there?
Yeah, it's not a big thing.
None that I've seen. Right down this corridor, no.
And that's huge for sort of
Hopefully there's
quality
one
in society.
Well,
Yeah,
the
we
next
just don't care.
area.
Marsh now.
Fuck, this just goes on and on and on, doesn't it?
Who smashes this ball to the man at cover. And it was hit so powerfully, a bit of a
There's
misfield,
some
but still they
lockers
get
here.
no run. He's just not finding the gaps at the moment, Anderson.
Well, Matt, that's right. Like the vegetarian fast bowler LGBTP Siddle. He kind of introduced this culture into the Australian team, and it's really permeated world cricket. Everyone's just so accepting.
Yeah, he was really a groundbreaker there, wasn't he? He
see.
sort of paved the way for it to not be a big deal. Current captain.
Marsh comes in again around the wicket. This is
Oh,
short
there's a shop up here?
cut by
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Up to
it
the
was
man
right above us.
Deep backward point.
Oh, yeah, there's
Get a couple of runs.
What goes A?
New Zealand need to
I was
put
lucky I was about
foot to the
to jump
pedal a
out.
little bit now. Of course, a power play coming up shortly, I imagine.
What do you reckon, Paul Ford? What would you be happy with?
There's crates on the other side here too. Should have a look
I
at
would
them
be
before you
happy
buy
with-
ammo.
303.
303 would make you happy?
Yep.
That crazy bastard Wasp was predicting 299.
All the Martin Crowe.
Marsh again around the wicket. Short of the length and defended by Anderson down to mid-on, and there's no run. Quite like a job as a sports photographer. We've got 5 of them directly in front of us.
You wouldn't have liked it before when the 2 rubbish collectors from Hamilton were screaming in their ears. They couldn't move away from their internet connections.
Yes. True.
Screaming in their ears at Warner.
Yeah.
Right, and at Zampa too, giving him a...
Well, that's a
hard
good
time.
He's of Maltese extraction.
handgun. So don't have
Marsh
to mind.
bowls to Anderson, who once again clips it down to the man at third man, and there's another single.
I mean, one of those little chocolate balls.
Yes.
He's extracted from a small chocolate tree.
I don't think it's out that
That's
way.
correct,
Some
and,
here.
I don't
Oh,
know too much about
yeah.
that. But,
Yeah, it is.
Our
I
in-house
just opened the elevator.
Maltese expert Mike Lane has been schooling up, and he's got a lot of information to share with you on that one.
Getting a bit of a head of steam up now. So we get to a crucial time in the match.
Certainly we do.
These are the runs that will win or lose us the game right now.
Quite right.
Just poured you a couple more pints of Apple Jacks here, Matt Heath.
Thank you.
I don't think your steam is quite there just yet.
Well, you got to give him a chance, of course. He's only just decided to get the steam on. As Boland comes around the wicket now to Anderson, and it's short. And he
Are you
pulls
driving
the
by
ball
a repair place?
backward of square. There's a bit of hesitation in the
Someone
running
else's
there, but they
group.
get 2 in the end. 2:11 for 4. This is the 39th over.
bowling well though, the Australians, I must admit. I've been sitting at the back of the caravan there and getting slightly anxious about the fact we probably haven't hit a boundary in about, I would say,
Yeah, you're
5
by
or
me,
6
stop.
overs. And somewhere how I feel that Corey Anderson is the man that's going to have to break the shackles here.
Yeah.
I remember he played with, I think it was India here.
I'm in Santa Cruz.
Hit about 9 sixes.
Got to say we are accumulating though, aren't we? Slowly accumulating, getting into a good position. So
I need to go prepare.
Boland again around the wicket and he
Well, I'm just going to focus on cleaning up the little guys around.
Got a bottom edge and it went back to the bowler.
Still not quite timing it.
I'm
right,
not
is he?
even hitting the damn
He's
thing.
hitting it very hard. You know, if he hits it well, it goes straight to the fielder, or he completely miscues it.
He bowls an awkward length too, Boland.
I'll wait till it comes close, I'll see if I can get it with this.
Same.
Oh crap.
And he comes now around the wicket, and this is a good delivery. It was short, and Anderson advanced down the wicket.
Oh, yep.
And so he angled the ball into his body, and he cut him in half.
Really?
There's no runners. I hand you over to Jeremy Wells.
And Matt Heath, obviously in the second innings today, we are going to announce the 18 teams in the ACC Super
Fields are
League.
getting drained really quick.
Yeah, I think we just
I got to
in the
change
back, we
weapon,
saw a
Raz.
couple more like the Queenstown Queefs. They've just put their paperwork in.
well, I know that we've got more than 1,000 applications.
Is bowling to Anderson around the wicket. Anderson pulls it away. Brilliantly timed.
By corrosive
Man
one.
at deep backward square for a single. Moves to 24. New Zealand 212 for 4. This is the 39th.
What's the criterion for selecting these ACC Super League teams?
We're looking for alliteration.
Yep.
Usually something based around a downstairs operation or some
No,
sort of
lasers don't
prodigy
hurt it.
jogging type backing, but also like you were saying,
Player interest.
it needs to be commercially viable.
needs
You
to
I've
be
got a
infrastructure.
rocket launcher.
Yep, you need to
Oh
have
boy,
a cost
I'm
benefit
going to try
analysis
that.
to your community, to your wider community, before we accept your
Getting a shot on it, the
paperwork.
hardest.
It's a jab, sitting well back in his crease, facing bowling. Advances down and goes up in the air and over the top of long on for 4. Good shot from the hairy javelin.
Oh, here's a shooting platform up there.
Moves to 38, and New Zealand are 216 for 4. A welcome boundary there from the
Got any
hairy
corrosive
javelin.
weapons, Dumpy?
Yeah, I've only got a corrosive laser. But the lasers don't seem to hurt it.
New Zealand actually set quite well here. They're not even in the 40th over yet. And
Oh,
still got 6 wickets
sort
in
of rocked
hand.
off at nothing.
216
Hang on, here we go.
for 4. Good. In the 39th, this is a good platform to launch from, you feel. And Elliott, 38 of 49. Anderson,
Man, this
24
guy's got
for
corrosive.
39. If these guys can hang around for 10 overs, New Zealand will be in very, very good shape.
Don't
As,
die,
the jab goes
don't
forward
die.
and guides a
Pardon?
Where
short
is he?
length delivery
No,
outside
I died.
down to
Ooh.
third man for a single into the over.
Where are we going?
Gone here in Hamilton. New Zealand now starting to put the foot down. 217 for 4. Elliott's 39 off 50. Anderson's 24 off 39.
Has there been any applications for a
I'll
franchise
go past you.
Super
You're going too
League
slow.
from Johnsonville? Because surely the Johnsonville Javelins would be, or Johnson's Super Jabs,
Well, I
would be a serious contender for getting into one of the
Jabs.
eights.
Well, I haven't seen a lot of paperwork come through from there. I've seen a hell of a lot from the Gloria Vale community, obviously, heavily into anything
Overrepresented, some would say.
massively overrepresented. The,
How are they getting these in? Are they writing them in, or what?
well, yeah, mainly coming via fax. We've got the Horrorpreneur, oh, I can't say that one. Geez, the Huntley Herpy Heroes.
Here comes Marsh now, bowling to the jab. It gives himself some room and cuts well down to the man at deep point for a single. Jab moves to 39.
That hurt it.
Big hello to everyone that's
Yeah,
listening
I'm at a
around
rocket,
the
so-
ACC
Me too.
years. Hope you're enjoying this day.
I
It's
gotta read
scorching
some
hot out
memos.
there, so keep
Ooh,
I
doing
just
some
came
damage
up
with the
those liquids
sniper rifle.
going in
And if you run
and
out,
coming out.
if you run out of batteries
I just got up there with you.
or batteries, just head behind the main stand and you'll find the Radio Hauraki recharge tent, and they've got a whole sack of replacement batteries. So once you've chewed through your 2 replacements,
Oh shit, where are you, Riz?
go and see them.
I should be able to get.
Sure.
Here's Mitchell Marsh round the wicket to
where is
Anderson,
he?
who stands
Close,
and
buddy.
smashes it to mid-off, but there's no run. Is it me, or does Mitchell Marsh's head look like a trophy?
Yeah, he's got a very John Campbell look about him.
Yep, got it.
Long head and large sticky out ears. There he areas there. It's a real trophy style.
Very very William Webb Ellis.
It wouldn't have been out of place in a like a black and white photo from World War One.
Yeah, that's right. He looks like he's just coming out of the trenches.
I got the alien.
He might be running a trench
Ran
foot.
two of them.
As he comes in around the wicket again to Anderson, who stands tall and cuts, but can't time it, can't beat point. There's no run.
And I hear, Jeremy, you've just seen the paperwork for your own team.
Oh,
the Parnell
there's another
Six
guy.
Panthers.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry, but I can't put my name behind the Parnell Six Panthers.
Do come down here
I
to
had a look at
keep
some of
ammo.
their paperwork, and it's not up to scratch.
Well, they named you. As their
Oh,
chairman,
yeah.
honorary
But
chairman.
I know they've done that, but I've
I'm coming to get
actually
you.
been in discussions with them, and first of all, they just the fee that they're offering is not appropriate. Also, I have pledged allegiance to the Hawke's Bay Super Wounders as Mitchell Marsh comes in around the wicket again to Anderson, who ups down to third man for a single. He moves to 25, New Zealand 219 for 4.
And of course, we've got the auction coming up, which will be held midway through the second test
Ammo before we go.
against the Australians. So we'll confirm the details on the auction, the live auction. I think today is all it is.
Let's see if I got a corrosive sniper or something.
They're allowed to secure outside of the auction, or what we call the barter. There's no actual cash is going to change hands. It's a barter system, whether that's sexual favours or goods and services.
Smash this time coming over the wicket to the jab. And the jab pulls it away. Oh, and it's just falls short of George Bailey down there at deep backward square. Came right out of the screws from the jab. He's a little bit lucky.
How good was that piece of fielding from George? How you sprint in and pick that up on the half volley diving?
It was a beautiful piece of work diving forward. Not easy. That's a really hard way to field the ball. But it was just a little bit unlucky. George Bailey, the jab, on the other hand, very lucky.
What team are you supporting, Mike Lane, in the ACC
boosting
Super
ammo.
League? Or you know, what franchise are you heading? I imagine you'll be taking a CEO type position.
Yeah, I am looking for an administration role, and I've kept my options open at this stage.
There's Marsh coming around the wicket to Anderson. It's short, and Anderson goes back and dabs it down to a short gully position where the lesbian kicks it through at the stumps, but there's no run.
Oh, we've
Audio
got
has
inside,
gone
I
here in
think.
Hamilton, 221 for 4. Of course, the rules are as well, you can't have any current players in your team.
No.
They have to all be former players.
Oh, yeah.
With the Dunedin Power Bottoms, sorry. The Dunedin Super Power Bottoms. We're going for Stu McCullum and Stu McCullum, father of Nathan and Brendan, and also Mike Essen, current coach of the Black Caps. Putting down those two players.
But you've just told everyone who your two marquees could be. So
Silly mistake.
yeah, it was silly.
It's just
all that's going to happen.
Well, the log splitters have said that they want Salamanderman.
Well, look, I mean,
Maybe they're bluffing. You know, this is the thing.
I'll hand you over to the CEO of the Canterbury Log Splitters to discuss that, Lee Hart.
Well, I'm actually a big fan of the Tuakau Thickets, so they've put in a very strong case to be CEO at the Thickets.
Where is Tuakau?
Tuakau, isn't it? Is it not just north of Auckland? Is that Tuakau?
That's Tuakau. I don't even know if Tuakau exists. So that's one of the criteria. The place has to actually exist. It's also got to have a population of over 10,000 people and have a public toilet where you can cottage in. That's one of the important things. Here comes Hazelwood, bowls to Anderson. He goes forward, guides it into the offside, sets off for a run. He'll make it safely. 2-2-2 for 4 New Zealand. Now that's 41, Anderson's 27.
Well, there is the Waimate Super Willies, which I'm looking into as well.
Waimate, of course, the home of the Wallaby. No doubt the Wallaby will be their mascot. Good afternoon, Lee Hart.
Good afternoon, fellas.
How the Christchurch log splitters looking, Lee, for the announcement this evening?
Whoa, what is that?
Mentioned Salamanderman as a key option. We have
secured my shield.
He's got a grill.
Here comes Hazelwood bowling to the jab. Gives himself a bit of room. He ends up working it on the leg side though down to the backward square for a single. He moves to 42. New Zealand 2-2-3 for 4.
Of course, with Terry Salamanderman, there is an issue around hydration in the water.
That's right. So really, we needed to go early on him. He was only going to commit if he knew the backup was.
See about line of traffic.
Sprinklers added in there. We've done a deal with Marley.
We're going to go see what it is.
To help Salamanderman and power pools.
So he has a. What are you saying? He's got a power pull out in the outfield, where he's who's standing?
No, he's in a power pool when he's waiting to come out to bat.
Okay.
Sits there.
What's
He's
the
sitting
point?
there on the sideline.
He's right
there.
beside you.
To me, he's a high-risk signing, Salamander, because I know he's a great player. I don't doubt that for a second. But obviously, there's a high. I mean, all they need to do is change a couple of laws around the game, and that's the end of Salamander, and that's the end of your marquee player.
What's these guys? I don't like these guys.
Gel he can wear?
I'd be worried more about Salamanderman's Ben Charm with his bowler, to be honest. The rest of it's we can work on, but he doesn't seem to be able to crack that.
Whoa.
It's Hazelwood bowling to Anderson, who hits it straight down Kawaja's throat at long
they're
on,
nasty.
and that's the end of Corey Anderson for 27. Big breakthrough for Australia in the 41st over. New Zealand 2-2-3 for 5. Corey Anderson dismissed. Unfortunately, he went to drive the ball to go over the top of Kawaja's head, but unfortunately hit it right down his throat. And Hazelwood strikes again. Corey Anderson goes for 27 off 45 balls. New Zealand 2-2-3 for 5 here in Hamilton.
Yes.
Getting wickets here at regular times of the match, aren't they, Lee Hart? Every time New Zealand look like they're putting a partnership together,
Yeah, right, Mike.
the Aussies come in and snake a wicket, don't they?
Just at key times, just break these partnerships before they can get away and really build on anything. Very similar to Wellington in many ways.
Oh, were they holding?
Of course, this time where
Yeah, this team manager person
yeah, I just don't know
completely cut me off.
who we got coming in now. Probably
We've got the Ronky Donkeys in next, and after that, I would say there's Matt Henry and Adam Milne. Both we,
That
as we
person
know,
there
can
cut me
hold
off
back,
last
they
time,
can
so
hold-
he gets
hold
what he
the sword.
deserves.
But I'll tell you what, Luke Ronke, he's definitely due. I think we've been saying he's due since the Sri
That's
Lanka
right, I
series.
reported him.
And if it's his day today, then
Well, look
I
at
hope it
Elliot.
is.
Elliot, 42 or 53. It's a pretty good innings, pretty good knock there. But what role is he going to play now? Is he going to be the guy that stays in there and lets Ronke get his eye in and go for it? One of them has to stay there right through.
Well, they've got 9.3 overs to go, so there's a little bit of time to go.
Shit,
on this
I
match.
knew I should have been on that.
223 for 5 currently.
No, you don't want to be on it. Oh, I
wanting to
almost
push
died.
up towards the 300 mark. Short boundaries here at Martinstead Park in Hamilton. Here's Luke Ronke facing Hazelwood, and it's a full ball down the leg side, stood wide.
Sorry,
Good
Lee.
pace from Hazelwood, 140 carries. He's sort of all around Hazelwood. He's a useful bowler. He's got that height. Plus he bowls really got great seam position.
Very similar style in many ways. We used to remember Barry
Damn.
Committerman.
Commitment. What year did he play?
Oh shit, sorry Res,
He's
didn't
off
see you
and on,
there.
really, but like he'd
Come
go
on.
away, then he'd come back again. You know.
He was a tall bowler, wasn't he, Clement? So Hazelwood bowls to Ronke, who's forward, guiding the
Oh,
ball
no,
just
we're
in
gonna put
front
my
of cover,
laser.
and they'll set off for a single. He's off the mark. 225 for 5.
He loved the hot conditions of the subcontinent, didn't he?
He did. I think it was kind of 68 to 71, and then sort of 96 to 99.
Did I see him on the honours board here at Northern Districts? Did he play for ND?
I saw him standing behind it. That other game we're here, or sort of beside it. You can't really get behind it. He's just standing beside it with his brother.
Here comes Hazelwood bowling to the jab. It's full.
Are you down?
And the
Nope.
jab looks to
I'm all
play
good.
on drive, but gets a thick outside edge.
How do
You know who
players, okay?
you know who Hazelwood
Press
reminds
tab
me
and
of
then
again?
right click.
And that is Paul Rifle.
Oh yeah.
He's very rifle-like. He's got that height.
The person is
He's got a
Raul
bit of McGrath about him in
Correa.
terms of his ability to bowl in one area. He doesn't
See the
bowl like
person
half
behind me?
bowlers. Gets a little bit of extra bounce.
So you're saying Paul Rifle reminds you of McGrath? Hazelwood reminds you of
Clement.
Rifle. Okay.
As he comes in again, he bowls a full delivery as the jab gives himself some room, but there's no run. 225 for 5, 41 gone here in Hamilton. Elliott's 42 off 55. Ronke is 1. Hazelwood's got 2 for 44 off 9, so just one more over from Josh Hazelwood.
Whoa, above
Can we
us
get back to
somewhere.
Salamanderman again? You've
What's that?
obviously picked him as the Canterbury
ooh.
Log Splitters.
Other
Yeah,
guy
I got
came
him.
In the field, what happens in the field? Because I understand when you were saying when he bats, obviously he needs to be moist the whole time, so he's got some sort of contraption in his helmet which keeps him moist.
Well, I mean,
What does he do on the field?
It didn't start off in his helmet. It started off just as a sprinkler they'd put beside him. You know, so they put it just to the leg side of him. You know, we're hoping the bowler's not bowling, just down leg there, and it will just sprinkle enough.
Like a mist,
around
like a
him.
mist, like a mist fan or a proper sprinkler?
Just a proper sprinkler.
Here's Mitchell Marsh now coming into Luke Ronke. It's full and Ronke drives down the ground. And they'll just get one as it's fielded by Hastings. Marsh has got 1 for 17 or 4.1. He's bowled tidily so far, Mitchell Marsh.
With the modern technology, you're dead right, Mike.
They still seek out fine
things,
things.
that kind of thing now.
I think they're homing
I think it brought out a Mr. Garden Mister, which he uses.
Is that?
I'm not sure.
Salamanderman Mister Salamander. He puts his name on
it. Looks like it.
Sassinger Garden Mister. It's called, as endorsed by Salamanderman. Just puts it in his helmet.
Get off and turn left.
Here comes Marsh again. This time the jab cuts and it's well fielded.
Not sure.
Here by George Bailey at backward point. They'll get a single.
That's right, just overtake him.
It moves to 43. In New Zealand, 227 for 5. I see the Napier Narwhalers would like to submit their application, and they're looking to acquire Chris Cairns and Lou Vincent as their first signings.
Oh, yeah.
I love these.
They could work well together.
Are you down?
There's a lot of people that are looking to secure Chris Cairns and Lou Vincent. So the Mosgiel...
Just about was. Oh, if I get hit again, I might.
The Mosgiel fixes.
Yeah, well, there's someone in
He'll
there.
stack up now.
Someone's put some paperwork in for a female league, a women's league. Is this a mixed league, or are we running a male-female league? Because I think they had the Sanson scissors system.
Those aliens don't like corrosive damage.
I'm quite keen to open it up.
Yep.
Is it corrosive they don't like?
Yeah, it seems to be soaking up their
mixed league.
health bars.
Shannon Six Bests.
That's the name of their club anyway, isn't it?
Probably is,
already exists.
The guy's behind me.
Marsh again, going to the jab, who drives uppishly to long on for a single. Jab moves to 44.
That's alright. Good luck.
5. This is the 42nd over.
Are we able to make predictions from this point, Jeremy Wells? I'm going to go for...
Oh, how did I die?
310.
You feel... Whoa.
310.
310, that's... Okay.
Okay. I'm going to say 292.
I'm going to go 286.
Okay. Okay. Here's Mitchell Marsh again, bowling to Ronke. Fucking off stump. Ronke gets forward, guides the ball out to cover for a single. He moves to 4. New Zealand 230 for 5. This is the 42nd.
So you've got an hour to get your correct paperwork in for the ACC Super League. We are restricting it to 23 teams.
23 now.
Sure, see what's here.
Just getting more and more applications, so we're just upping that number. I can guarantee the draw will be more confusing than the Super Rugby draw.
Is there a joining fee?
Where have you got?
Now,
no.
Centro and colours to San Diego.
El Centro is El Centro. 33,000 pounds of fertiliser. Okay. I'll need a repair after all that.
Right. Sorry, there is. What do we do? Where are we?
Can we not drop down there?
Don't think so.
That's right, Jeremy. A lot of talk,
Wait.
of course, about Brendan McCullum retiring, but other people, like the jab, of course.
I see a jump pad.
Be his last game here.
Yeah, the jab. I love the jab.
Yeah, that brings you over to where I am.
Here comes the jab.
Oh, not if you hit that. Oh.
You can clip on, but just don't go out of the no collision. Oh yeah.
Here comes
Oh, whoa.
Hazelwood now bowling to Ronke.
Dump over.
Whoa. Right up in the block hole. And, big appeal.
Dump over to where I was. You know where I was, eh?
LBW,
Yeah,
I believe.
I used that jump
Gonna
there,
have
but
a
I
look at
hit
that
something.
one. In fact,
Come up.
there they go. Yeah,
Get it
they're gonna
right
have
up
a
on
look at
that
They're going to
lift
go
thing.
upstairs.
I'm in this like fucking Minecraft area.
Very confident, the Australians. Especially Steve Smith, the lesbian, is incredibly
Plenty of
confident.
ammo. I'm just getting it all for us.
Lee Baker just joining us. You spent a lot of time upstairs with the third umpires. What's the mood up there?
They
That is out. Yep, that's going to be out.
So what, you don't use the jump
they're
head?
confident of one thing, and that's
You jump
that
over
this
to
is
the other
outly
side
hard.
and come up. I don't know. It's sort of
yeah,
you know that big
So yeah,
round
I'll
thing.
need to find a
It
surface.
goes up
That
and
is
down
out.
like a lift.
Just even to the naked eye there, that's out. It's
The
hit him
hell?
on the front toe. He's gone forward and it's hit him
Like
on
a
the full
Minecraft.
right in line, or is it hitting him outside the line? On field call? No! Just
Ooh.
outside the line. Ooh.
Well,
I don't know about that actually.
They're not great reviewers, this Australian team. They've had a shocking time. David Warner, of course, and
I tell you,
also.
they're not happy about it.
I'll see if I can come back to you.
I got over.
Well, there's no point shaking your head. You've reviewed it. They can only do what they can do. It's either out or it's not, and it says it's not out, so deal with it.
Yeah, so you think of all the bad calls the Warriors get, you know.
Oh, jeez.
That's interesting.
there's another
mate.
clip
I'd love
trip
to have
here.
another look at that. Let's have another look at it, because
That is one angry lesbian. Steve Smith not happy at all.
You think you should be able to have another review, like if you say, no, I want to use up one of my other ones, go up again.
to be fair, they've had some bad luck with their calls, haven't they, Australia?
They haven't helped themselves.
Bad luck. It seems that we always get bad luck when we go to Australia, and they seem to have bad luck when they come here. Here's Hazelwood
Oh
bowling
crap,
for
where's
Ronke.
the scoring machine gone?
It's short of a length on the stumps, and Hazelwood,
Yeah, what?
Ronke drives, but he can't beat the lesbian at mid-wicket.
There it is.
There's no
Fired up,
run.
isn't he? He's a fired up lesbian at the moment.
Well, one thing I will say for Steve Smith is he is Australia and world cricket's greatest lesbian, and I like the way that he's really grown into this role as a champion and an advocate of lesbian causes, not just lesbian cricket causes, but lesbian causes everywhere.
I mean, he's such a great cricketer, it's easy to forget he's a lesbian sometimes.
It is. It's easy to forget. It's not very obvious.
Oh.
Here comes Hazelwood again bowling to Ronke. It's a full bunger, and Ronke drives down the ground to long on for a single. He moves to 5. Elliott's 50. New Zealand to 237 for 5 in the 43rd. I'm going to hand you over to Jason Hoyt.
And since he came out as a lesbian, Lee, he has really embraced his role.
I really don't know if I'm going the right way or not, but
and the great thing
I'm
is
making it
about,
around
the thing
slowly.
I like about Steve Smith is he represents a broad range of lesbians, from your politically active full butch lesbians like your top twins, right through to your budding young lesbians who are just starting out, like the ones you'd see on YouPorn or Pornhub.
Hazelwood comes in now, bowling to Ronke. Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
Elliott.
level up.
Himself right
Nice.
inside the off stump and has a big swish, but makes no contact. And what I like about it is that no one's making a big deal of the fact that he's a lesbian. You know what I mean? He's a lesbian. He's a big lesbian. He's an obvious lesbian, and he's a lesbian that leads Australia, and that's no big deal.
And if there's any young lesbians out there now who want to look towards a role model, that's where they should be looking.
There's nothing wrong with lesbianism, you know, and...
Well, he's probably the most powerful lesbian in the world.
Well, you would argue at the moment.
Oh, you're using your special
Power of good.
Yeah.
Like what? What am I shooting?
Well,
Oh, my
What
shield.
happens when lesbians use their lesbianism for the dark side, Lee?
You're going to a very, very, very strange
It's a
place
very
there.
powerful form of living. It can be used
I think I
for
got him.
dastardly ends.
Hazelwood comes in again and bowls a wide delivery down the leg side. That's a good take from Wade. And what the hell?
Well, what did that hit?
Why is that not a wide? I think the umpire's under a bit of pressure here because
You're miles away from me.
that last call, the LBW for Ronke, it was ridiculous.
I'm in this room and it looks like a Minecraft room.
You could
And
argue
there
maybe
was
a
just
millimetre
fucking
outside
aliens everywhere.
the off stump when it struck him on the toe. But it would only have been a millimetre, and there's no contact there. That should have been wide. Hazelwood comes in again, bowls with a hairy jab, and he drives down to mid-off. That's the end of 43. New Zealand struggling along a little bit at 237.5.
Jason,
I gotta get
you know,
out of
as an
here.
umpire, how much pressure do you feel when you're not stranger to making, you know, probably some bad calls, I'd suspect? Does that affect the next few
Well, I
balls?
still died.
Certainly I wasn't a...
Can you separate
I'm
the
trying to come. I'll come to you.
One of the key...
I think
points,
I may
Lee,
have
New
spawned
Zealand
down
make
there.
a lot of bad calls that they reiterate to us as umpires is don't start making make-up decisions in terms of, like, in that situation there where Ronke was clearly out
Hell, I
And
can't get out of here.
Balls it up a little bit. Well, he didn't. He was actually spotted as Marsh comes in and bowls to Ronke, who launches into the ball. It's gone straight down the man at long on, and he's out. Oh dear. They're giving him a real mouthful too as he leaves. And Ronke's terrible season continues. He didn't connect with that at all, and he knew immediately that he hit it, that he was out. New Zealand in a bit of danger here, but maybe it's better to get someone like Milne or a Henry in, who's, you'd have to argue, in better form than Ronke at the moment.
Geez, the Australians really are masters of the post-dismissal sledge, aren't they?
Oh, yes.
Ooh,
what have we got here?
Doesn't really matter anymore. You don't
Trying to
really
get back
say
to your
anymore.
ears.
You've said it all with your actions. Just get another little barb in there.
It's like
probably.
It's like a horrible couple, you know, when you're arguing.
What class are you?
Have to sort of have the last say.
Blue Elm.
Yeah.
As you're walking out the door.
Very much. But just getting back to your about the umpiring, because it's interesting as an umpire when you know you've made a balls up. The tendency is to want to make up for it with a decision a little bit further
Is
down
it the
track that
enforcer
goes
or
in
what?
favour of the fielding side, for example.
Is that unconscious, Jace, or is that something?
Well, it's just you want
There's
to
class
kind of
one
even
here
the
for
score unconsciously in your head, but
I don't
also
know if I can get down.
No,
once
I'll
you start getting
I
into
see one
that
grab
sort
it.
of umpiring, you're deep in the shitter.
How did you count the balls for an over? How did you count those?
From 1 to 6.
And it is
Did you have any
shotgun
pebbles in your pocket?
damage
No, I
plus
had a little
27%,
Yeah, a little
fire rate, 14%.
Well, the good news
Not very
is
good.
that the new batsman is Doug Prison Sex Breakwell, who makes a welcome return. He's got good form. He's got a good record against Australia. Remember, he humiliated them. He put the final nail in the coffin in that Test match in Hobart.
Marsh comes in and bowls to Elliott. He gives himself room outside the leg stump, and he's caught him mid-wicket. Oh, God. He went down on one knee and swept the ball outside off stump to the man at deep mid-wicket.
I'm trying to start it.
Lose their second wicket and 2 balls.
I'm going to change my
Here we go.
Sorry, I said 310, 311.
We're almost there.
Come in at about 265.
Yeah. God, that's depressing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really.
Holding out too.
It was well outside the off stump, the delivery. He moved outside the off stump, went down on one knee and swept it out to the man at deep mid wicket.
He's better than that. Hunt's better than that. He knows that.
I don't think so.
Still a very valuable knock for Grant Elliott. 50 off, not many.
Yeah, but now we're right into the New Zealand tail and they're under pressure. I could see New Zealand being bowled out for 260.
I was trying to keep out of the way while I was waiting for you.
We have got 2 of our best batting
Hey, how-
bowlers.
Don't sit too close behind me, it's my truck turns
His job
off.
is bowling, not batting, but Adam Milne, he's in good form with the bat.
Yeah, 43 after those guys.
Wellington match in the last game, and
It was worth it.
And Henry can hit the ball. Of course, you only need to think back to Wellington with McLean again, and Henry, who saved our asses there because we were in the
They probably all reported me.
the Basin Reserve that time, and those two put on a great knock.
Yes, they did.
I was driving along and all of a sudden they just pulled out right in front of me, particularly that one who I was
That
trying to
New
get.
Zealand is going to have to get some early wickets against Australia, against that firepower.
Oh, there's no way to die in
Put
here.
some real pressure on them.
For sure.
Take my shields off.
Watch out, I turned off.
Smith,
You go watches.
will be the key, I think. And Mitch Marsh,
Rocket launcher.
now 3 for 27. He's in the 6th over. Comes into the lanky Milne. He plays a great drive, a little bit uppish, through the covers for a single. Strikes the ball really well, Adam Milne.
Yes, he does.
Well, that's the idea, Jace. Strike the ball well.
Indeed. This is the most subdued
That was
crowd
close.
we've had all season.
Well, I don't blame
Yeah, I
him.
think they're sun-stunned, aren't they?
Well, I think there hasn't been a lot of boundaries for
semicolon to
Yeah,
overs.
true, apart from the opening.
Sunstroked and cricket stunned, actually.
Well, I think that's right. Apart from the opening salvo from McCullum and Gutty, it's been regular wickets falling as Marsh bowls just short of a length of brace. He plays an elegant shot in front of his stumps and turns it out to mid-wicket for a single. And they're really good at that, but the Australians are just not allowing teams to have big partnerships. They always get a breakthrough and then another one, and at regular intervals,
this
it
way,
just
dumping,
stops the
I think.
momentum from really gathering. And Ronke,
Where the enemies keep coming from
Well,
anyway.
they've bowled very well as a unit, the Australians, and they've kept the
Broken
pressure on
down.
consistently.
There we go.
Pressure tells, doesn't it?
in comes Marsh now, short and wide, should be called wide.
Oh,
And it
there's
is.
a jump pad down there.
Yep.
That was a wild delivery from Marsh.
He got back up.
Tried to get it out of the back of the hand, maybe, but then one ball later, of course, Elliott, the hairy jav.
You're right about that crowd.
Oh, shit, no,
Barely
no,
hear it.
no,
It's almost like
you go
virtually
outside,
silent crowd.
You can walk around.
Oh, it's dying so
completely
quickly.
silent.
It's like a funeral.
Well, a lot of them aren't listening to us.
Yeah, that's true. Marsh comes in again and bowls down the leg side. This is flicked off the hip by Milne. What a lovely cricket shot. That was beautifully played.
Yeah, mate.
A really good connection. It was down the leg side on his hip, and he just flicked it off backward of square for a lovely boundary for much needed runs for New Zealand.
Oh, Madam Milne. I feel like he's going to be playing a very stylish cameo. Or is he?
Back on my shields.
So Jace, when you've got that clicker, do you
Yes.
click when the ball has been bowled, or when he's in his run?
Oh, that's a bit rough.
Just after the ball's bowled.
There they go.
So he bowls the ball and it's click, click. Well, click. Marsh comes in and bowls a good length delivery, and it's defended by
You've clicked
Milne.
now. He's just
Ye-
bowled it.
yes.
Now you're clicking. He's
Yes.
made the shot, or you call it wide first, then.
Well, if I call it wide, I wouldn't click it.
What
if it doesn't count as a ball?
Yeah, I know. Okay, but would you make a decision first? Would you say 4? Would you do your work first, then click?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
You don't get confused by.
No, generally not.
Which way are we
If
going,
you overclick,
Reyes?
Jace, can you unclick?
Yes, you can reset your counter.
Wow.
Okay.
But we have a system too as umpires where the umpires always communicate with each other. So when there's 2 balls left in an over, you always signal to each other 2 balls to come, so you know where you're all at. But that was, to be honest, one of the biggest nightmares. The hardest thing was calling no balls and counting balls. Sometimes you just go, oh Jesus Christ, where are we?
Or did I click that?
Or
That's
did I
why,
click
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yes, exactly. I'll do the click here with Boland bowling to Bracewell. New Zealand 244 for 7. He defends, click.
Right, you wait for the shot.
Yeah.
I always thought that it would be a good idea these days to take the burden of having to police the no ball off the umpire. I mean, you're asking far too much surely for a guy to make a split-second judgment as that foot comes down on the line, or as it doesn't.
Take the clicks from him.
Take the clicks maybe, and then he's got to look up in time to get a good angle on the ball that's delivered, and then make so many other decisions in a split instant.
That's
I'll
exactly
try this
right.
one. I'll try this one. Give me the clicker. Here we go.
Boland comes in, bowls to Bracewell, plays an
Bomb
elegant
me.
shot off his pads, but they'll only get 1 run.
How have you taken off?
If you click up,
Did you-
I
where did you
heard
click?
2 clicks. I heard 2 clicks.
You definitely clicked.
I clicked twice.
No idea.
But
Yep.
the hard thing about no ball,
my drink?
You've got to unclick now. Can you unclick?
you'd have to reset your counter.
It'll be a different sound for the unclick, Lee. Can you do that?
Yep. There you go.
You're
Click.
actually right off my map.
Bro, it's jammed.
Boland comes in again. He's bowling to Milne.
Oh, we're turning off up here anyway.
Side will be called wide.
I'm not clicking them.
No.
Jace, did you pimp out your clicker? Did you personalise it? Did you put a little furry something or other on it, or paint it certain
Little
colours?
stickers? No.
No.
Trying to get
but
to you, mate.
Just getting back
I
to
got a second one.
the no balls. That is really hard. But the hard thing about it is you see the no ball, and it's actually saying no ball before it gets to the batsman. That's the hard part, because your
You
brain
have to do that.
your brain goes Boland comes in and bowls to a full delivery, a big appeal for how he's given him. Now he hit that down to mid on, but I think it hit his pad first, and New Zealand, Milne's walking. He knows he's out. It was a big in-swinging Yorker, and I think it hit his pad first and then his bat. Oh, I'd review that. That's going down.
The excitement of wickets, etc., must be easy to forget to click.
Did we have any reviews left? Because why wouldn't you review that?
That was, to the naked eye, it looked like it was a pretty good shout, but on replay, That looked like it was missing leg to me.
It certainly did to me too.
And was that a make-up call that I was talking about earlier on, where the umpire's gone, oh shit, I ballsed it up last time, I better give this one?
Yeah, but that doesn't stop reviewing it.
No.
I would
like to see that one again.
I mean, if we've got a review, what are you saving it for? You need it now. Dear old Adam Milne.
Do you think you should be able to take reviews from one innings to the other? So you've literally got a certain amount of reviews.
Rollover.
Doesn't matter what innings you use them in, batting or bowling. You could use none in your first innings, and you use, how many do you have? 4?
2.
Well, I think there should be
I think it's 1 in a one-day game.
I think there should be a market for reviews. I think you should be able to buy and trade reviews, and then you could just through sheer resources and decent money, you could save up your reviews and blast it.
Oh, I really want to see the replay of that, and they're not showing it. That's frustrating. Matt Henry, anyway, is to the crease. Average is 17. Pretty handy average for a number 9. And New Zealand under the mire here, getting their testicles slowly crushed by the Australians as Boland comes and bowls another big and swinging Yorker, and he punches it out to the man at short mid-wicket, and there's no run, and the Australians here we go, cock a hoop.
Yeah, well, Steve Smith.
Oh no, it was missing by a good length. Oh no.
Okay.
Why didn't you review it?
Shocking call from the umpire there, and an even more shocking call by Adam Milne not to review that.
Oh dearie me. Boland bowls to Henry, who drives down to mid-off, and there's no run, and that I reckon was a classic example of an umpire under pressure from the Australians for not making the initial decision and going, Jesus, I better give this one.
Well, you've got to give plaudits to the Steve Smith lesbian-led team for keeping the pressure on the umpire. They know how to play the umpire.
Yes.
Lee Hart.
Yes, they do.
And maybe that did influence him.
I definitely did. I think it did. You could see it on his face as Boland bowls another big and swinging Yorker to Henry, who defends out to mid-wicket, and once again there's no run.
Is the ball beginning to swing again, Lee Baker? What do you think about that? I'm going to pass you on to Paul Ford, who's an expert on swing, but your thoughts?
I don't think it's swinging much. I think it's going to swing less as the day wears on. The cloud cover that was out there earlier that I think probably interested Steve Smith when he decided to bowl has kind of burned off now.
Oh, damn it, and I killed him
They haven't
before I
really needed to
died.
swing today, the Australian bowlers. They've been
Did you
very
die?
accurate.
No,
Yeah.
I got you.
Beautifully as a unit. And
I
they've
can't
enjoyed a
get
little bit of
it's
seam movement,
really
but,
slow
they just
going.
keep taking
I'm
those
trying to get
wickets
to you.
when they have to, and they keep the pressure on, the foot on the throat, and now they're in a great position, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, you can just get the feeling the crowd.
I'm deep.
Oh, fuck, just as I got to you.
I'm just out there, I think.
It's going to take some real heroics in the field as we welcome Paul Ford back to the commentary position. And since you were last here, Paul Ford, wow.
Truck park.
Debacle as Hastings is into the attack. Bowls to Bracewell, appeals. The Australians just getting overexcited now with their appeals, and that's not out.
Yeah, that was a terrible stint from Lee Hart wicket-wise, my goodness. He wreaked absolute havoc, as he is wont to do in real life.
Yeah, I can see you coming up on
Well,
that now.
we were talking about umpires making make-up
Grab some ammo armor.
i.e. they make a wrong decision, and a little bit further down the track they make it up with another decision. And I think that the dismissal of Milne was one of those. Hastings bowls a... Oh, and he's bowled
The
it!
Alternative Commentary Collective. Take as directed. If pain persists, see a doctor. Brought to you by Mammoth Iced Coffee. Make it mammoth this summer.
Bracewell's been
Idiots.
bowled middle stump by Hastings, and New Zealand are in disarray now.
Yeah, coming.
It is terrible. He played all over that ball, Bracewell. It was a full delivery, and he looked to drive and had his castle shattered akimbo.
Well, at least on the plus side, Jace, we know that's different.
You right?
We don't
Rance,
have to
my
worry
fast
about
trip?
we should have reviewed that.
Yep.
It wasn't a bad
Yeah,
decision.
I was right
because it was
behind you.
definitely out pull forward.
It looked out to me.
It's going to go
back
have
on
something to
the
eat. Be right back.
Wait, I'll stay here for a bit too.
frustrating actually, because as Dougie Bracewell came out to bat, Matt Heath noted that the no-show came over and had a absolute gob full in his
recording?
ear. And all we really wanted was for him to smear a couple up into the silent masses here at Snedden Park, and he never got going, Dougie.
Jeez, they're evil, these Australians.
Well, particularly wank-face Mitchell. Sorry, but he's talking about umpiring. You get players like Mitchell in the field who just never shut up and just have a go all the time, and just mouthy, nasty, full-on cricketers, and you just want to punch them. But Sodhi actually can hold a bat. Umpire Sodhi a few times, and he's played on. Oh, Jesus. Talk about the umpire's curse. First ball, a Yorker, he clamped down on it and it just dribbled into a stumps. 2:46, New Zealand are all out.
Possibly review that one. Lee Baker, would you review that one?
Oh, that was terrible. It was a Yorker, he clamped down on it and it just dribbled into the middle stump. Deary me.
Oh, what an incredibly disappointing way for the innings to end.
Very much so. New Zealand all out for 246. And
these Australians cock a hoot as they could ever be. Well, I have got some good news for at least one person. Simon Palfrey.
Oh yeah, I need to find somewhere to repair.
Drinks break, and he'll be receiving some Applejacks merch and some KFC.
Well, good on you, Simon. Well done, mate. And
San Diego. Gotta go all the way there.
Disappointing end. And how many overs do we have left?
Yeah, there's nothing in our strength.
4.5 to go. And
there's all my money. I could have bought that.
New Zealand all out. Yeah.
We lost, I think, something around 7 for 75 there at the end.
God, yeah, that's what I was worried about. 5-2, 5-0 and 0 for the last 5 batsmen. Anderson 27, Elliott 50, Nichols 18, Williamson 18, Guppy 50 odd, and
yep.
New Zealand skipper 48.
To the repair
The good news is there's no fatigue amongst the New Zealand bowlers. They'll be coming out steaming, and it's still going to be hooping around.
That's the spirit pull forward. Always look on the bright side of life.
It's going to be hooping around under the
silver linings,
sticky cloud cover. But yes, you'd have to question whether we got enough on the board.
Yeah, that's a huge psychological victory, if nothing else, for the Australians, having deprived the Black Caps of 5 whole overs. I mean, that's a good many runs. So, and they'll be relishing these short boundaries, and they'll be very confident about chasing this run.
We'll take a short break. We'll be back shortly.
Hi, welcome to Trade Staff.
Yeah, I'd like to trade Mike Lane for a Devonport waterfront apartment.
We don't actually trade staff, but we are the leaders in industrial employment solutions. So if you're looking for a job or need workers, give us a call today.
Trade Staff, industrial employment solutions.
Call 0508 40 40 40 or online at tradestaff.co.nz.
What about a Huntley bed sit?
Hey, stop that. You're wasting it. Become a sperm donor. Fertility Associates needs more blokes. If you're between 20 to 45 years, come and donate in Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch or Hamilton. Leave a legacy. Help a couple in need or just have a good time. We need loads of donors. To find out more, visit spermdonor.co.nz and fill in the form. There's a little superhero trapped in all of us. So do the world a favour and get him out into this world. Up, up and away!
Vineonline.co.nz, the best wine and craft beer deals in the market. Prices from $5.99 a bottle, featuring one-off exclusive winery clearance deals and 100% money-back guarantees. Even better, you can mix and match your case, get a variety of wines. Heck, you can even have craft beers in there. Enter the promo code CRICKET at checkout for $20 off your next order. Vineonline.co.nz. It's the internet, so no one will know you're a cheapskate.
The ACC Guide to Eating Out, Episode 7, Sport Like Life Like Food, is all about who has the biggest kahunas. And as you can tell from the reaction of this non-paid actress, when it comes to food, KFC has the biggest kahunas with their Big Kahuna Burger and its original recipe fillet, coleslaw, pineapple and crispy onions.
Burger me, that's huge.
Haha, yes it is. Yes it is. The KFC Big Kahuna Burger for a limited time only. Don't miss out.
The Alternative Commentary Collective. The Drinking Man's Comments. Brought to you by Mammoth Iced Coffee. Make it mammoth this summer.
Welcome back to Seddon Park in Hamilton, where there has been a massively disappointing end to the New Zealand innings, all out for 246 runs, I believe it was, and the last 7 wickets falling for 70-odd runs. We were very well placed.
Don't stay in that lane, because I'm going to see if I can catch you and pass you.
Paul Ford and Lee Baker, well, feeling of real disappointment around the place.
Real disappointment.
If it narrows, then I'm going to have to go behind you.
As you did earlier.
Oh, fucking engine.
7 for 75. Our last, is that right? Our last 7 wickets, 75 runs. And in particular, losing those, not batting the full 50, they say it's the cardinal sin in cricket, don't they? One-day cricket.
Certainly it is.
So I'm showing me as passing you.
And the Aussies bowled annoyingly well. It started with Zampa, the Maltese Falcon, and
Hitler Youth member.
Yeah, part-time neo-Nazi, and he really slowed things down. And then there was Hazelwood with
Am I in front of you?
massively annoying Mitchell Marsh, and
Okay.
they really,
Hastings, he was annoying.
and Hastings, and they just cleaned us up. And Boland as well. They all got wickets.
Yeah, well, that was the thing after the opening sort of smash fest from the skipper and Guppy. New Zealand never really got going, and that's what
Engine died.
They were
Still
regularly
dead.
taking wickets and
Still dead. There we go.
never really got a good momentum on. We got a few little partnerships going, and then in the end, a terrible collapse. Just the pressure told, and New Zealand caved.
Well, if this match does continue to go the way it's going at the moment, Australia's way, and you want to drown your sorrows after the game, don't forget you can come down to the Good Home on Hood Street here in Hamilton and enjoy the ACC Apple Jacks after-match drinks.
We'll be back very soon after lunch. Until then, take it easy.
Yay, we don't have to weigh.
What's that? Go around the outside. Oh, right. Taking the off ramp?
Good luck.
Oh, that was close, wasn't it? We could take it until the yellow arrows came up. Yeah, no repair place here.
Just up here on the right.
The Alternative Commentary Collective. Take as directed. If pain persists, see a doctor. Brought to you by Mammoth Iced Coffee. Make it mammoth this summer.
Do you have? Where are your skill points put? Okay. Ours are a little different, but getting close. So I've got. Yeah, I've got three in long distance. And then I'm getting one in each.
Yep. What I was going to do is do all the hazardous now. But I'll
Yep.
put 2 more into long distance.
Yep. Alright, give me 5 minutes. Alright. All good. I'll probably be back on later.
Raz, sorry bro, I just went and had something to eat.
You're right, I've just been killing randoms.
Cricket while your partner talks about their feelings, that's mundane. Watching the cricket with 10 mates in VIP, now that's mammoth. Turn mundane into mammoth with the alternative commentary collective and Mammoth Iced Coffee. Show us how you make it mammoth this summer and you could win VIP tickets for you and 10 mates to see New Zealand play Australia at Eden Park. Details at the ACCNZ.com or the alternative commentary collective's Facebook page. The ACC and Mammoth Iced Coffee, making your summer mammoth.
Oh.
How goes that thing? Your missus not playing today?
Nah. She's dead now. I'm coming.
No
Last
worries.
one. Oh.
Another one somewhere. Another one.
Oh, you got it. Got him.